Excellent. Hello, everyone.
Got those green bars.
Oh,
Excellent. I gotta hit a button.
you gotta
hit
do
the
the
button.
thing.
I'm gonna hit some other buttons.
What buttons are you hitting?
Hey, everyone, get over here buttons.
Yeah. Everyone, get in here!
Gotta do the thing.
The stream. It's just sitting there.
Goodness. But hey, everyone who's here right now, how's folks doing tonight?
Doing very nice. I'm here for a nice, chill TTRPG experience.
Yeah.
I'm here to fuck off for a bit.
Hell yes.
Every time you say it's gonna be chill, like
I
something's
lie.
on fire.
No, here's the thing. You gotta listen for me saying, "Oh, it'll be a nice chill time," and then you gotta listen for the second J-Man. Yeah, it'll be a nice chill time.
Yeah.
See, it's a two-tiered system.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
But I just can't be trusted.
Jay is the confirmation, I'm the denial.
No.
Somebody just subscribed, I couldn't see, thank you.
Let me double check.
Agent J-Wall.
Agent J-Wall, thank you so much for the sub.
Thank you so much.
Get this character ready and set up. Okay, excellent. So, man, just to hop right in, almost immediately. There's something we got to talk about first,
Oh, no.
and that is how you will customize your egg.
Yeah.
After the most recent session, Jeremiah's base stats increase. And you get to pick which one goes up.
Oh, okay. Let's see here. Oh, that's right. These helpful little things up here. I feel like his blue should increase. Self-fulfillment.
Self-fulfillment. Now, permanently, Jeremiah will start with 4 blue. And as starting next session, obviously, it'll go on and so forth. Until Jeremiah becomes the powerhouse of running the Siren. But yeah, that was the first initial question, and it's a pretty important one. But I want to set the stage for you. So a little bit of time has passed, and basically, yeah, the first Siren Song Saturday went out sort of as a roaring success, and tonight's the real deal. And you offered your help swinging by, and you're sort of waiting in the bar, like, for everything to get fully open and running. And while you do so, actually, so you're not just RPing with yourself. Listen, like, okay, so full disclosure, this Saturday, you might also have to RP with yourself because I want some Jeremiah and Delilah best friend time. But
Sure.
we are going to mitigate that a little bit because you have a very special guest this time. I want to see how this dynamic is.
Yay, my bean!
Yes. So, yeah. Basically, you've got a little bit of time for everything to open up, and you three have been sitting here for a little bit, like, conversing about what's going on in the city, etc., getting all the formalities out of the way. But yeah, you've really just settled in for the night. This is your pregame prep. Opal scoots over and, like, drops off something from the kitchen for everyone, and then scoots back with a big smile on his face.
Oh, thank you so much, dear.
Why, thank you.
Doris, I've been meaning to ask. Anything new and exciting going on for you? Because, I mean, things have been a bit wild in town as of recently, and I was curious if that had been impacting you at all.
Oh, goodness, Mama. Things have just been, well, I've been just keeping up on my usual sort of routine. You know how that goes. But I would say that it has been a mite busy, I will admit. So it seems recent events have caused quite a few folks to go just a little bit bananas, getting a little more riled up, getting a little more making bad decisions.
Any folks in particular?
Oh, heavens no, Mama. Just the usual sort of riff-raff. Don't you worry, I'm right on top of it.
Usual riff-raff. Ooh. Okay. You know, that makes me wonder. How, I heard you had a run-in with, what's his name? Catboy. Philly? Is that his name? I forget.
Mr. A. Philadelphus. Oh, yes, I'm afraid I was quite rude at our first introduction, but, you know, he is quite a gentleman.
Well, anyone's a gentleman after you beat the nose in.
Uncle Jerry!
Jeremiah. Well, it's true. But listen, I don't condone it. Like, listen, I knew your parents real well, Delilah. I know, but I can't deny it. It had some effect on folks for a bit there. The wrong kind, but like, you know, Delilah rolls her eyes and be like, I can't argue that, but I'm not happy about it.
Doris is doing Delilah's pouty face.
Holy shit!
Actually, that's a good point. They both out.
They both do it.
Right.
No, Uncle Jerry, I'm an absolutely terrible mistake when I behaved in such a manner. In fact, I'm hoping to discuss further with him to prevent such errors in judgment in my part in the future. It seems I have much left to learn about becoming a champion of justice.
Well, dear, I think you've made an excellent beginning. Just because you are acknowledging and you have learned that sometimes the words are not enough, it takes action to remedy them.
Of course, Mama.
That's how we Deltanos do. So,
Words
good on you,
without
kiddo.
action are completely meaningless.
There you go.
There.
Ah, good for you, kid.
How about Uncle Jerry? Anything been going on with you?
Oh. Well, I got 2 albino peacocks I don't know what the fuck to do with. So I've been trying to figure that out. Because originally I was going to be real cheeky about it and just leave it at the Pietro estate. And then that got raided and then she died. So felt in poor taste. So, but, you know, I on the positive side, looks at Delilah and then kind of wipes his brow. Weddings have been doing well. A lot of love, a lot of money to be made from that. Yes, I have assisted with that more than once. That reminds me, you've got one coming up, don't you? Yeah, but don't you worry. It's only when we're overwhelmed that I might call for your help. No, it's not your style. Even though if it makes you feel better, I always charge him more. Well, might as well get something out of it. Have you learned more about... No, I haven't just yet. Besides, I think that's a discussion for another time. In any case, I've also been a little curious, Doris. It was brought to my attention you might be gathering folks for a Knights at a Round Table thing. That's been going around a lot lately. Did you want to have it at the, party room at the funeral home? I realize that's not an enticing location for the start of something new, the place where people go to their end, but it's still a nice dig. You can get some
Oh, it's
popcorn and all that.
absolutely lovely, Uncle Jerry. I have spoken to Mama about it, and she has suggested the party room at Pinion Tower, which will not be in use on the day in question. But at first I was, Mama, that was absolutely unnecessary. We can meet in my apartment. And she was very insistent that we make sure that we make the very best possible impression, and I was won over to her side.
It took a lot of convincing. I'm sure. But besides, that does make me wonder, are we allowed to go there? And Delilah, thinks...
Oh, no.
I don't know, actually. Probably. I heard Martha and Sonda had a running over there, and to my understanding, they walked out fine. I haven't spoken with them since then, but I'm sure it's fine. Probably. Yes. She just smiles.
Dora's just looking blank and concerned until you say yes, and then she beams.
Right. Well, if you want, I don't think they got too much beef with me. If there is any, I could go on by, say, how do you do? Meaning to say hi to that Corvo guy again. I feel like there's some business opportunities. I can just sense so much disrespect to that man. And it's ill-deserved, and when someone's at their lowest, it's easier to pull them back up to your side. But that's business. We're going to talk about that. Yes, I would prefer not to get into that sort of a topic, especially considering that seems a bit underhanded, Jeremiah. Right. Yeah. My bad. That's you're right. We should be friends with everybody. Good. So,
Awkward silence.
yeah. Doris, were you actually going to stay here tonight? No obligation, obviously.
Oh, heavens, Mama. I was hoping you would ask. I was just going to suggest if you perhaps need an extra hand around. Well, the pumps her bicep. I am certainly capable of carrying a few plates.
Oh, well, that would be just lovely, dear. Oh, my goodness. Out of curiosity, and I'm obviously not going to push you in anything, would you be interested in being a part of this, where you sit down with someone and chitty chat with them? If not, that's totally fine. We have plenty of folks, but I thought I'd throw it out there just in case.
Doris actually looks super thoughtful. Well, you know, Mama, I don't know if I know I'm not quite as cut out for the fancy and complicated talk as you and Uncle Jerry, but I do think that getting to talk with folks would be very important. I don't think I've been listening to quite enough different people. If I had, perhaps I wouldn't have made that terrible mistake the other day.
I think you might be blowing it a little out of proportion. I wasn't there, obviously.
It's very important, Uncle Jerry.
I'm not telling you to think it's not important. I'm just saying. Never mind. But this could be a great opportunity for you to get to just know the public in general in a more one-on-one situation. They get to know you on a more personal level. They talk about how swell the Choral Crusader is, or whatever title it is you go by these days.
Yes,
And yeah, Jeremiah smiles. It's cute. I like it a lot. But in any case, you know, it's just another way to connect with the public besides, you know, hitting folks. There's nothing wrong with that as long as they're the bad guys, obviously. But it's more approachable. I mean, you know, take for example, you're going to say Sarisa? I was going to say Sarisa. That bitch is scary. Well, I mean, that's because she does provide protection to this town, but it's a bit more aggressive than I would prefer, to be certain.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I do not wish to guard through fear. I wish to protect because people know that I can be depended on. And if I'm going to be someone dependable, I should be listening to the people I'm protecting.
Oh, baby girl, I'm so proud of you.
Oh, Mama.
Oh, heavens. Hey, there you go, doll. And he just reaches across the table and hands her a handkerchief. This seems like a common occurrence. Yeah. Oh boy, oh boy. And then, Jeremiah leans back and thinks, what am I going to do with those fucking peacocks?
That is the perfect note to cut ahead on. Yeah, so, with Doris staying here, I want to ask you two I said you three because there's fucking three people here. No, I want to ask you two a question. Doris's stats, she has the same spread as starter Jeremiah, so I'll just go like this. However, these are the number of points. Drop shit, raise shit. Where does she belong?
Ah, okay.
Let's see.
You know what? I think Mask, if you want to have more control over this, I think that makes sense because you probably have a better brain space for her.
Well, heck, I actually think that if anything, her numbers will be lower than this because this isn't her strength.
Oh,
yeah.
So
That makes sense to me.
let's say, I would say drop. She's at least decent at physiological because she does live alone and she is self-sufficient.
Yeah.
I would say her relationship is okay. Let's drop self-fulfillment by 1.
Okay. Doink. Doink.
Cool.
All done. Excellent. Perfect. Okay. So, in that case, you've got your set for today. Basically, you did roll for recruitment on the last time, and I got a few interesting results. The A few of them are funny. If Doris bounced, I was gonna have Galav come in because you did roll Galav.
Oh.
The other character that you rolled would be very stupid because she literally last session said, "No, I quit this job." Her being like, "No, I'm back for another job," would be fucking dumb. So she's not walking in through this door. Noctua is out. But yeah, you got your 3. I figured Doris would be the most interesting, and if she was invited to stay, she would obviously stay. Yeah, Galav was the other pick. He will continue to be available in the future as somebody who is interested in working here.
Sure.
So, let me go through and get everything set up. I gotta grab some character pogs really quick. So I'm gonna put you to a loading screen.
Yeah, and that makes me wonder: was Doris rolled?
Doris was rolled, yes.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, no, the 1d6 1d6 minus 1 basically moved you through different sets like packs of cards.
Ah.
Yeah, so yeah, no, like I'll run you through all the available characters, and you're gonna roll more at the end of this to determine who might get a job. But yeah, Doris was the one that you rolled, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's kind of fun.
She's got to see the legitimate side of my business.
Yeah.
She is so excited about this, you have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Delilah's excited too, but she always worries because she's like, who knows? Maybe they're doing something bad in the back and they didn't tell me.
Okay. This one, and I think it's opening with this character. So let's do it like this. And we did not, if you notice, I'll take you back to the map. If you notice, there are further slots to add additional tables. We haven't added any additional tables yet. That's a quirk for next time. However, for this time, we are going to make the characters have significantly higher problem thresholds. Just because we want to make things harder as this goes.
Sure.
So basically, in this case, GMs, we're each going to take one of these. Let's go first. Okay. So, time passes with your family, and eventually, it comes time to throw the doors open, to welcome people in and to hear the problems of the city. Keep an ear to the ground and provide a sympathetic shoulder to cry on if need be. This is Siren Song Saturday, and it begins like this. Let me let's get some good music playing. Yeah. There we go. Okay. First person comes in. You're pretty sure you've seen this one around. Yeah, you've seen him around the school. He travels into the room and regards the room with a careful eye. Mask, this next one is you. They come into the room. This last one is me. Doink.
Oh, is that the sauce kid?
No, it is someone eerily similar to the sauce kid.
Oh, okay.
So, J-Man, take a sec. Tell me what sort of problem Harry might be facing tonight.
We're gonna go with a yellow relationship problem.
Oh, yes. There's the pungent scent of romance around Harry today. Next up, Mask. Who's this person, and what is their problem?
Oh, you get the feeling that this person's problem is one of self-fulfillment. They look unsatisfied.
Ooh, excellent. Okay, and then the next one, because the last time we had a nice 3-color split, the last person, also, yeah, you get this sense that they're radiating some sort of energy. Focusing in. Yeah, that's another relationship problem in the back.
All right.
So, yes, you have, in this instance, let me make this character shareable and viewable to the group at large.
2 yellows and a blue.
2 yellows and a blue this time.
I got bye.
Let me see. How do I Do I need to make the character like fully controlled by like another person in order to see the bar properly?
You should only need to. There should be like the 3 dots.
Yeah.
Near the top. If you highlight that, it should be like viewable by players and things like that. I think that should do it. The other really easy way is that you just give control to the characters to everyone.
Yeah, that's probably.
Yeah, like just disconnect them from their character sheet, give it to all players.
Okay, I'll do that. That seems effective. So that was Harry is a yellow. Harry's a yellow 4.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so he's coming in with some big problems. And then Mask, your character is going to be a blue 3.
Yep.
And then my character will be another yellow 3. So it'll be like that.
Okay.
And let me go controlled by all players. You should be able to see that one now. Standard, not compact, and then controlled by all players. There you go.
Yep.
And then finally, the last one represents character none, controlled by all players. There you go. Can you see all of them now?
I sure can.
Okay, excellent. So, you guys are all up and waiting to welcome these people in. Who goes where?
All right. I will have, just because we did it last time, I will have Mask down here.
Excellent.
Jeremiah will be chilling over here. Delilah will be back in this seat. I will take Howry.
Okay, excellent.
Because yeah. Oh boy. I will.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Then who's going where?
I will send this lady to Mask, and this person over to Jeremiah.
Hell yeah.
That way, for sure, we're not having people talk to themselves.
I'm like, man, are you gonna make this hard for Mask? Is
No.
that the plan?
It's happening. Give it to me. I'm ready.
I just had to play 2 moral compasses using different accents. No,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that.
Okay. So, round 1 begins. At the very top, Delilah, you look across at Harry, and J-Man, take it away.
Oh no, Harry is kind of sitting here pretty casually. He has like one elbow on the table and he's resting his chin on his hand. He goes, oh yeah, so I actually heard a lot about this place. I heard it's like apparently some kind of fancy magic working place. My pal Garai met him in Pinion Tower a few days ago. He recommended it to me. He said he got some crazy comedy advice or something.
Oh, well, that is wonderful to hear, and thank you for telling me that you received a recommendation. That means a lot, dear. Well, I'm happy to hear that he had such a lovely experience, and I hope that I can provide the same to you. What seems to be bothering you, dear?
Yeah. He kind of thinks for a little bit to try to figure out how he should word this, and he goes, you see, there's actually a person who I've had a few classes with that I think I might have feelings for.
Oh. Well, that's
However,
lovely.
the only issue here is I think she could probably kill me in an instant.
And you know, this might be wrong, but I think it might be funny to bring up anyways. Is it love or fear? Because sometimes those get mixed up.
Could be a bit of both, honestly.
Do you? Well, this might. Boy, I'm just going in this, aren't I? Do you like that?
You know, I'm not actually sure myself.
Holy shit. Oh my god. Yeah, let's move on. Let's move on to the next table. That's so fucking funny. Over here, what's happening?
Yeah. Jeremiah just pours like a glass of water for him. Or her, or I should ask, what pronouns are we rolling for this person?
Let's go with they.
They. Cool. All right. Pours a glass for them. So, what's going on?
Well, I'm really good friends with all my coworkers at my job, but like, they're all better than me. And no matter how much I try, I can't keep up. Especially this one guy, and it's I'm doing okay, but like, it's pissing me off. I want to be better than everybody. I want to be the best.
Okay. No, I get that. I can respect that. Let's see here. you know, there is something to be said that if these folks are better than you in certain aspects, maybe watch them closely. Or it might steam you, but it could be worth just asking them how they maintain this momentum and how they're able to achieve these certain things. Because here's the biggest thing. And listen, I'm not going to tell you how to feel, because that's when it makes people angrier. Believe me, I know the feeling too well. But if you stew on it a lot, it's probably going to impact your work a bit, you know?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Asking them for help pisses me off. Like, I'm already not as good as them, but you're probably right.
Yeah. And listen, it took me a while to learn this too. It took her to teach me. And he gestures over to Delilah. There is nothing wrong with asking for help, because what it means is you give a shit about the job, you know? Like, clearly you really want to do a good job. And I guess actually that's a question. Is there a particular reason you want to be the best? Is it just for you? Is it because you want to prove something? Like, maybe it might help finding the core of this, the root of it.
I want to prove to my dad I was right to drop out of law school.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Okay, both of you drop one blue. Holy shit. Okay, I'll handle yours, Mask. Doink over here. This lady, she's sitting here like looking around the room a little serious almost, and she kind of looks over to Doris. So, I've heard that this is the place that I can come to if I need advice, particularly on matters of the city and matters of the heart.
Oh, heavens, yes. But this place will soothe all your problems and fix all your fears. Would you like a biscuit? She puts a basket of biscuits on the table that Delilah made. I can tell you, nothing makes me feel better than one of my Miss Deltano's finest biscuits.
You stop yourself. And this person sort of like, she looks over at you, smiling. Oh, thank you very much. I have a simple question. How do you convince someone who is determined to live their life outside the city to live within its bounds? Unfortunately, my brother actually, she sort of sags slightly. My brother has convinced my fiancée that it is better to live outside of the city in that cowboy country than it is to live within the city. And my fiancée, she will simply not come home. My brother has wormed his way into her mind. I need help.
Oh my heavens, that just sounds terrible. You poor thing. Reaches over and takes her hand. We are going to get through this together. We are going to figure this out, you and me.
Excellent.
Now then, would you... She thinks for a second. Well now, I know I have made some mistakes lately by not listening carefully. What does your fiancé have to say about what makes her want to live out there?
Well, apparently there's some sort of rustic charm to the outside of the city that is not present within it. They find the presence of the port and seaside, all of those powerful electric lights, the paved roads, etc., to be rather overwhelming, she started saying. This woman looks down and takes another bite. However, at the same time, the wilderness outside the city stands as a stark contrast. I'm worried about her out there. My brother's a ranger. He can do fine out in those woods, but she is a simple merchant.
I see. Now, let me just think. She looks like she's cogitating deeply. She eats one of the biscuits. Now, it sounds like you're absolutely troubled about her safety. Have you mentioned that to her?
I have not directly. She sort of mumbles.
I can tell you right off the bat, there's nothing that will make you feel a little bit better than getting these feelings off your chest to her.
Okay, very well. I'll bring up my safety concerns, first and foremost. I just thought it might... Sure. She puts her head down. Drop your yellow by 1. She's gonna drop hers by 1.
Nice.
Back up here. Opal scoots on over. Hey, boss, do you want me to throw anything in the oven? It's cooking time. Is there any dish you want to cook? Oh, wait, no, we roll for this.
Yeah, I gotta roll my die.
Roll to die.
Oh,
Gotta roll on
That's
the
pretty
food
good.
god.
That's pretty good. So,
Yeah.
which one do you feel like? Wow, that's very good for the relevant situation.
yeah. Honestly, I was thinking yellow. Anyways, I'm gonna do yellow.
Okay, so Opal scoots off, and before too long, a wave of fresh food is brought out to the table. If you want to flavor that any way, feel free. Otherwise, Jeremiah, take everyone takes a +1 boost to yellow, and anyone with a yellow problem drops it by 1.
Oh, hell yeah.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
So, for Harry, I am going to drop yours for you by 1, and then yes, continue as you were.
Yeah, because Howry seems like a messier fellow, very casual. Delilah's gonna assume that he might like a messier food.
Ooh.
So she is going to suggest some meatball subs. They're very saucy. They've got a lot of cheese, but they're pretty messy to eat. But she's able to partake using a fork and knife.
Oh, I know, he's eating it. You can tell he's digging it, yeah. It's like, yeah, it's pretty good. Oh, yeah, I can tell I told him my pal recommended the place, I guess. He taking a few bites, he puts it down, goes, but yeah, no, back to what we were talking about. Like, yeah, no, like this person's really cool. Like, to be perfectly frank with you, I haven't actually spoken with them that often. Like, first time I spoke to them was only a few weeks ago, actually. But they managed to do something I've never seen another person do before, and that really impressed me.
What was that?
They were able to educate me about my own home.
Oh. Well, if you don't mind me asking, where are you from, dear?
I'm actually from Halspot over in Lancia.
Oh, wow, you are far from here.
Yeah, came over here
Well-
because of a recommendation from my old teacher.
Well, welcome to Indigo. Happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, I think that's a good starting place. Why not just approach them and tell them how much you appreciated learning about your culture that you weren't so familiar with before? And the conversation should just flow from there, because I'm sure they would appreciate the compliment. It gives you a chance to just chitty chat about more than that. And if you've got more questions about your culture, I'm sure they'd love to divulge more.
You know, that's actually not a bad idea, actually.
Delilah just smiles.
Hey,
Do I drop the yellow by 1?
yay.
Excellent. The yellow falls by 1. Next table.
He's always been riding me, and it's like, God damn it! It's not just him. Everybody's like, it's not gonna work out. But my coworkers, they've been supportive. That's the worst part. That's what makes it feel like such a downer to be worse than all of them.
But the support feels bad?
No, I mean, feels like they're pitying me. I don't want to be pitied. I want to stand on equal footing. I want to be the best.
Okay, I see. You are powered by spite, which is an interesting emotion. Yeah, no, I can respect that. No, I mean, I've definitely been there more than once. Don't worry, kid. So, this makes me think. I guess so. Here's a question, and I'm not trying to make assumptions or make you feel bad or anything of the sort. I'm just trying to get a full grasp of the situation. What is it that you do, and do you like it?
Juggling.
Juggling.
Yes.
And there's an office space for this. Jeremiah leans in, fascinated.
Well, we rented this little space. It's not much, but it's an old town, and we polished it up a little bit. Everybody really built it from the ground up. I was really kind of an honor to be invited into it. I mean, you don't just get into the wubble and jugglers for nothing, but everybody's out here doing things like live alligators and a bird and freaking motorcycle, and I'm over here with my damn eggs and torches going, hey, look at me.
Let's see. You know, hey, what about this? I got an idea. This is a crazy idea. Jeremiah calls over Opal really quick and whispers something into his ear and then looks back. I think you need to be trial by fire.
Yeah.
Because the pressure, if you're already powered by spite, why not prove it? You know? You haven't been given the chance. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You know? You've got the confidence, clearly. You know what you want. It's right there, but they just haven't given you, he gestures, a stage.
Holy shit.
And when Opal comes back, he hands Jeremiah like just a various number of eggs, and then as well 3 knives. And Jeremiah just looked over smiling.
Oh man, they haven't let me touch the knives yet.
Drop blue, both of you.
Yeah.
We might have an injury, but that's
That's fine. Listen, it's about hearing people out. Hey Mask.
Yeah.
I'm gonna delete Doris really quick and replace her for reasons that you will see in a rollable table. Let's see. You were at 4. It was 4, 2, 3, I believe. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what?
Oh no, it'd be 3 because you dropped one last time. Yeah, so it'd be 3, 2, 3.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you come back, and you like this lady's getting more into her meal. Okay. Well, there definitely are the physical concerns of the outside, but I'm worried that I'm worried that I'm kind of stifling her to some extent. Is it unreasonable to ask her to come back to the city just for the sake of safety? And she stops and thinks, I just miss her. That's it. Nothing more complicated than that. Having to travel outside the city makes everything a lot more complicated.
Oh my heavens, I understand that. Oh, it is the absolute worst to be far away from someone you care about.
Yes, I'm unsure of what to do. I want to bring her back into the city. It's where we met after all, but at the same time I feel like I'd be maybe stifling her life path if I did that.
Well, you know, this is quite a tricky pickle. But it sounds like you love her very dearly, and you do want what's best for her. So,
yes.
I think that the important thing here is for the two of you to see what you can do to be with each other that makes you both happy. And maybe that means trying some things out. I will say, it is quite I will say I know exactly what it is like loving someone very dearly who you cannot share the life of exactly. But I still deeply love her. She's still a big part of my life, and I'm determined to keep it that way, even though it's quite difficult. So it may be hard, but if it's worth it, I know that you can see a way to make it happen. As for let's see, what's something that? Oh, of course. When I first moved out of my mama's place, it was quite. I'll admit there was quite a few tears, but I felt so terribly lonely that first night. Even though I was so ready to be on my own, I knew it was the right choice. But I missed her. I missed my mama. So what we wound up doing, and what we honestly still happens sometimes, is Mama came over and she stayed the night, a couple nights, and after that I felt much better in my own new place. And then whenever I feel homesick, I call up my mama. I go and spend the night back at home, and it just helps me feel so much better. So maybe you two could try staying at each other's places for a little bit, and just see which one of those works best for the both of you. And if nothing else, it'll give you more time to talk to each other and figure out what's right.
That's fucking awesome advice.
Sure is. Delilah's proud.
Damn, drop your yellow by 1. The conversation just continues on over here. Basically, like, in terms of like good relationship advice, you've more or less satisfied this lady's like query. However, she is going to continue talking to you on the side.
Aw.
Oh, can't see
Aw.
Doris'
Love
stats
that.
anymore. Let
Here,
me
I'll fix it. I'll fix it.
control
Controlled
my
by
alt
all
Doink.
player.
Yep.
Perfect.
There you go. Okay. Back up here.
You know, Howry's sitting here, and he's been chatting with you for a little bit. Then he sees that guy from Jeremiah's table walk by with the knives and the balls and whatnot, and he's just like, that guy got knives? Eh, whatever.
Is that a what?
I guess that's a good enough segue into this at all.
Hey, don't worry about it. I'm going up with him. No, hey, how do you do this?
Friggin' Howry then turns back over to Delilah. Well, I guess that's a good enough segue if any. So then there's we got the part of like conversation, that's all good. But then there's the absolutely terrifies me part.
Oh, I see. When you got enough butterflies, you feel like you're gonna fly away.
Yes, and also the fact that she is twice my size and also wields a massive axe that could cleave me in twain.
Delilah ponders. I don't know who that is, but it'd be rude of me to pry. Well, there are a couple of options that you could try. First and foremost, maybe approach this person with a companion, just so you've got that extra support in case you do have a little a pause in your discussion from the nerves and whatnot. They can carry on the conversation, essentially playing support and backup to give you time to think of how you want to go about it, you know?
Yeah, I get that. He kind of thinks so. I guess I could ask Sparky. He's real good at distracting.
I have heard of that young man, and he sounds positively delightful.
Oh yeah, he's
Yeah.
a real swell guy. He just got a bit of a fire hazard issue.
I've heard. That's been brought to my attention a couple of times recently, but you know what? I'm sure the intentions are well met. But in any case, I understand that those nerves can be quite the hill to cross over. I have run into them more than once, and not even for liking someone in that way. Even just a business venture, whenever I need to, get more involved with one of my restaurants or possibly a new endeavor, it's terrifying. But I know the only way that I have even a chance of seeing what I want, what I hope for, is if I take that plunge. And it's very scary, but even if it doesn't pan out, I can always be proud of myself for doing it.
Yeah. He kind of you say that and he actually thinks about what you just said there a little bit. Yeah, I guess I could I guess I could always take the step, right? Like what's the point of just sitting here twiddling my thumbs, you know?
Exactly, dear. And honestly, the longer that you sit and think about it, the more it stews. And I don't know about you, but my brain, whenever I got something worrying in my noggin, I just spirals out of control into how dangerous and terrible it could be. When honestly, the worst that could happen is a no. And don't get me wrong, that still hurts, but I doubt she'd start a fight or be like, I hate you or anything like that. That'd be ridiculous, especially if your intentions are so pure and kind.
Yeah, I can see that. Seems more like the type who just kind of silently walk away after saying no.
Well, I mean, that sucks, yeah, but I don't think... I mean, that feels like the peak at the absolute worst that might happen.
Yeah, you got a point there, I guess.
Yeah, drop your yellow by 1.
Yeah. I'll do that.
Please do.
All right. So, tell you what. We start with eggs. Show me how this is done, because, I've never done this before, and I feel like I'm about to kill one of my brothers. He says, looking at the eggs.
Yeah, man, that's kind of fucked up.
Matt,
Yeah.
1d20 plus 1d6 raw.
Oh.
Just
boy.
let me know what happens.
Let's see if I remember how to enter this manually.
I can punch it in for you if you want. I can also just type in the
Ah.
notation. It's
But
There we go.
Oh.
okay.
Okay.
It's not bad, actually.
Okay.
Jeremiah, are you juggling too?
Jeremiah is juggling.
Give me a 1d20 plus 1d6. Just
Sure.
raw. Unless there's something like, is there something in I know Jeremiah's kid is amorphous. Do you think there'd be anything involved in Jeremiah's bag of tricks that would involve juggling? I genuinely don't know the answer to this question.
I don't think so.
Fair.
But
Peter Pan.
so I'm gonna roll it anyways because I am just curious. Okay.
Damn!
But
God
Yes.
damn it, I'm not even better than the living egg.
hold on.
No.
Jeremiah, because he is good at juggling, apparently, he actively starts fucking up.
Oh.
Like, no, hold on. I'm gonna start with two. And he puts one of the eggs down, and he's just like, all right, let's try this out. I'm not at your level, clearly. Hang on.
Damn, yeah, one after the other, you notice, dear patron, that you are managing to succeed in juggling more effectively than this person you've met. Yeah, he came out of the gate pretty strong, and it seems like he's pretty talented, but you can keep up with the speed. You can, in fact, outdo it. Next up, the knives.
You, Eggman.
All right. Tell you what, I am not confident enough for knives yet. So I'm gonna stick with my little eggs, if you don't mind. And like honestly, I feel like I'm almost there, but I need to watch you more. Hang on, sorry. let me see this in action because I feel like I'm missing something.
It's a lot easier if you're juggling all things that are all the same kind of shape and weight. After you introduce multiple objects, starts pulling the knives out, it's gonna get a lot harder. Roll for that.
Give me a roll. 1d20, 1d6.
Oh, it's barely better.
It's barely better, but like, hold on.
Did they not eat my 6 yellow?
Oh, they did. Maximize that yellow. Boost it up to a 15. Congrats. You do adequate.
Damn. Yeah, it's like you can just see the anger in this person's body is making them stiff. Something about that food. It's good fucking food. It's gonna relax anybody.
You know, I'm seeing something here. I think I figured out what might be slowing you down. I'm no professional juggler, obviously. He points to the mess on the ground. But I think the reason why I was doing so good in the beginning is because I went in just loosey-goosey. I didn't give a shit. I was just trying it because it sounded fun. Isn't that the reason you even started this?
He's like, you see him looking off into the distance as his anime flashback takes place. You don't see it. Yeah, I guess it is.
So, why are you doing something that is meant to make laughs and smiles with such a furrowed brow?
Hand to face. When did I forget?
Well, put the knives down first. Listen. Listen, if anything, I think it's a situation, and I respect this because, like, I've been there too, buddy. Don't get me wrong. You just wanted to prove a point that you can kick ass at this. And clearly you do. I mean, you just did knives, no problem. I think you just forgot why it all started to begin with. And obviously, yeah, fuck your dad. But, like...
Yeah, no, fuck that guy.
But you wanted to say fuck that guy with a laugh.
I guess that's true. Looks into the distance again, still juggling knives in one hand.
Jeremiah looks in the same direction. Where the hell are they looking?
They're looking at the camera. Jeremiah's just like, what the fuck are you looking at?
Dropping you by one, this one is more than resolved. This table.
Their heart is ready.
Yeah, Harry's just watching like, oh, that's pretty impressive, actually. Knife's pretty scary.
I had no idea Jeremiah could... That man continues to surprise me.
Hey.
Even after 20 years, good lord. Well, in any case, I feel like you're just about there, Howie. I really do. because I mean, you already took an excellent step that you are acknowledging these feelings, and while they may be a bit confusing, they may be a bit strange, you're asking for confirmation, which I think to me proves you're leaning towards um, love is a strong word to be sure, but I think you're leaning more towards a crush than fear because you want to pursue this.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. He kind of actually crossed his arms. Honestly, I think I'm actually kind of good on that front, but the only other thing that really, like, I guess would kind of bother me a little isn't even really associated with her, but more like a person who hangs around her.
Oh,
So there's this guy around her who has openly admitted that he's a Falcatan spy.
what the hell?
I know, right?
Why the hell would he do that?
I don't know. Like, we hung out a few times, he seems like a swell person, but honestly, like, I don't want him, like, leaking my secret info to, like, the Falcatan spy networks or something if he's always hanging around.
Hey, just no reason. What's his name? No reason.
Oh yeah, his name's Harp.
Delilah gets a very furrowed brow. That son of a bitch. Because she thinks back to the time that some jackass named Harp beat the shit out of her funeral home. He was there.
He sure was.
Yeah, no, he's been like hanging around the Stampede Trading Co. recently too, and like I haven't got a problem with them, you know, but like they're
nice.
yeah, no, but their old boss, I don't think she liked me very much.
Yeah, the old boss. Well, that is definitely an understandable concern, but maybe all the more reason to bring someone with you. Maybe enlighten them, hey, can you distract that fellow for me? And have them chitty chat with Harp while you engage with the person that's caught your fancy.
Yeah. I guess Harp and Sparky both got that red motif going for them. Maybe they'll maybe they'll cancel each other out.
I mean, honestly, based on what I've heard about Sparky, he sounds fascinating and might distract a Falcatan spy long enough for you to chitty chat with this nice lady.
Yeah. Honestly, well, maybe we could hang out inside the old greenhouse. Sparky has a tendency to light that one on fire.
If that is the course you wish to take, I will not stop you. Because I have no power to do so.
Oh, yeah.
That might not be a bad idea. And besides, if you are concerned about this Falcatan spy keeping an eye on you, I mean, the worst crime you've got so far is a little crush. I don't think that's worth reporting back.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Never
It's a
know,
fair
though.
concern, though.
He seems like kind of a jerkwad.
All the more reason to stick it to him, huh?
Yeah, you got a point. Actually, I can very much agree with that one.
Just the yellow drop.
Oh, yeah. What happens here actually? His yellow drops. He's like you know, this has actually been a really good conversation. I'm glad my pal recommended me. Actually, he sort of thinks himself. Actually, let me do something for you really quick. Actually, it's okay if I stand behind your counter for a quick sec or two.
Oh, sure, dear. I don't mean to be rude, but what are you planning on doing?
Oh, you know, he goes like I could hear your bar taps over there. When that fella behind the bar like would pour a drink or something, they sound a little squeaky. I can probably fix that pretty quick. I just gotta get some stuff in there to help lubricate it a little bit.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I really appreciate that, dear.
Oh yeah, no, there's no problem whatsoever. I actually love doing this kind of stuff.
Well, thank you.
He walks over and he scrungles behind the bar and he kind of walks past this guy.
Yeah, like there's a moment, like a momentary shock, looks over to Delilah, gets the approval, settles down, watches you like a hawk the entire time, but
Yeah.
like
He just crouches down and he pulls out like a little like toolbox and he pulls out like a little can of something and he goes around like the bar tap a little bit and he kind of sprays a little bit and then takes out a little cloth and wipes it down a bit and then he like pumps it a few times to see and he's like, oh yeah, there you go, good, it's new.
You've activated Harry's special skill. If he has a good time, especially like if you offer him good advice, he'll go around and try to like upgrade or like make your bar run a little bit smoother. So by beating the Harry event, yes, he has upgraded your bar taps.
Nice. Yeah, Delilah gets a really warm smile because, like, in her brain, even though this is like not what happened at all, she's like, someone's helping out a local business because we did a good job. And she's just like so pleased.
Oh my god.
Oh goodness. You know, he sends up goes like, I know, thanks Fun for this. Genuinely, I can I should probably hit up my pal Mallow for this place. Actually, I should be one place like this.
Mallow is such a good woman. Oh my gosh, she is just an absolute delight. Out of curiosity, do you know my daughter Doris?
He kind of thinks so. You know, I've seen her around. Never had a conversation with her though.
Have you seen her around? She ever around anyone?
Mostly, I see her beating up local thugs. To be honest with you.
Oh, all right. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate your honesty in all of this. And anytime, come on back.
Of course. He takes a step out.
Okay. We are going to conclude this round. And does anybody need a bathroom break, etc.?
I could refill my water.
Okay. Let's take 2 seconds, and what we're gonna do is I'm gonna clean up the bar. I'm gonna get everybody else ready, and you three are going to have another moment to sit and chat for 2 seconds, and then we're gonna go straight into the next round. So if I'm not back, feel free to start RPing. Be right back.
Sure.
I'll be right back too. Gonna refill my hydration.
Cool beans. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Howery, I'm rooting for you, kid.
We'll see how that one goes for him.
I am optimistic. As long as he knows restraint if Harp's being a fucko.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't bring that up though. He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Most likely.
If he can fix the taps, he can fix someone's personality. Yeah. Besides, Harp's got like depression and stuff right now. I'm sure that can like ease Howery in there and be like, hey man, can you not?
That is true. He does have post-friend death depression.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not as much anymore, but
yeah,
even still, he's still got to deal with that complication.
Sure does.
Oh boy.
I just fully imagine like a scenario where he's talking to whoever he wants to talk to, and then Harp like strolls out from the middle of nowhere, and then fucking Sparky full on like football tackles Harp back into the bushes.
That's actually very amusing. And then all of a sudden the bushes burst into place.
Yeah.
Hello
Welcome back,
again.
Mask.
Hello.
Anyone else need to go take a break?
No, I'm good.
I'm okay at the moment. Jay said if we wanted to, we could just dive into these three RPing for a smidgen.
Absolutely. Doris is fucking beaming.
Yeah. Jeremiah like gives Doris a little punch in the shoulder. Obviously not strong because he's weak. It's like, look at you! First try, you nailed it, kiddo.
Oh heavens! I just thought that was so much more fun. I was quite worried I wouldn't do a good job, but then I just thought, what would Mama say? And it just came to me, and it absolutely went fine. I'm so.
Dear, I would say that went well beyond fine. I hope you don't mind. I was trying to listen in as well while I was chatting with that Howery fella. And I must say, that was beautiful advice. It was very soft. It was very considerate of both parties without putting blame on one another. And Jeremiah looks away and tugs at his collar. It was just, oh, you got a knack for this, dear.
Thank you, Mama. I'm so happy I was able to help that lovely person. I hope that things work out for her and her fiance. Oh, they just seem so lovely. You know, it's just so nice when people are in love. I just hope that it works, that they both find happiness, you know?
Delilah, as she hears the word fiance, like she's still smiling, but she raises her fan a bit and kind of looks away. And Jeremiah leans over again to almost be a distraction. Yeah, no, I'm just kind of curious. This is not meant to be rude at all. Did you ever take like classes for interpersonal communication and whatnot? Because honestly, that was like flawless, quite frankly.
Oh my goodness! Just blushes. She doesn't have a fan, but sometimes when she blushes real deep, she kind of like puts her hands up over her face. It's like, no, I've learned it all from you, Mama. I can guarantee that anything good I had to say, I learned from you.
That's lovely to hear, dear, and that means so much to me because I'm trying to learn a lot from you.
Mama.
You're just so confident. This was a pretty scary thing for you to dive into, and you did just that. You went right in there, and you made someone's day a hell of a lot better.
Well, gosh, if I don't try, I'm never gonna get nowhere. Gotta give it my best.
Precisely. Exactly. I don't have a third word that's the same as those, but nice. All the same.
Uncle Jerry, what was that with the... I didn't know you could juggle.
I didn't either. No, I mean, it's one of those things where I watched them closely and I was like, all right, I kind of get the vibe for this. And like, I've definitely done a little bit of juggling, never for like full on entertainment, but more just like, I'm bored. Can I do it? Yeah, no, I might dabble into that more. I don't know how useful they'd be for funeral services, but who knows? Maybe weddings want a clown. Although, as of recently, it sounds like the Testudo's got a clown, so maybe I'll get them instead. But whatever. But
Blanks blankly.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
And Mama, it looks like you did an absolutely lovely job with. Was that correct? Was that Mallow's friend Harry?
It was, dear. And I asked him if he'd seen you around town, and he said that you've been dealing with a lot of bad guys. So I guess I didn't doubt it to begin with, but I guess you're running into more criminals than expected.
Oh, heavens, nothing I can't handle.
Well, I don't doubt that for a moment. But,
especially with my new, quite delightful little helper.
Jeremiah looks over. Holy shit, what the hell is that?
Jazz just apparated the mace out of nowhere.
My God. Hey, do you mind? I just want to see if I can even lift this thing.
Absolutely. Lays it on the table with a thunk.
All right, Jeremiah. It's struggling. He's like, oh my God, you do that with one hand. My God. Oh. Okay, that was fun. Okay, that goes back down. Okay. And he just hands it back to Doris, who just easily just picks it up.
Yep. You can see that I call this the Little Crusher.
Oh, that's so wonderful. Yeah, I'm sure they're gonna appreciate the Little Crusher.
That's excellent. I'm going to call it there because that is a perfect time. Next round is starting. So this next one's gonna be real fun. You guys set up and you get ready and you wait for the next line of customers to come in. It's funny how they all come in bursts. Anyway, the door opens and somebody moves in and J-Man play this one. And then after that, actually, two people come in together, surprisingly. And you hear the ding-a-ling as they enter the room, and you see two faces you honestly weren't expecting very much.
Oh!
Yeah, and they place themselves in line. Despite arriving together, it seems like they were chatting pleasantly on the way in. It seems like they have an interest in finding separate tables. So, starting from the top, actually let's start from the middle since Song has the most intense aura.
It's not what happened at all, but I love the idea of Song and Arch coming in together, and they're very chummy, and the moment the door closes, Arch is like, well, I don't want to be seen with you anymore. Yeah, me neither. And they just split off.
Now that we're here, we're no longer friends. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. It was nice
Song's
knowing you.
The song's icon is exactly what he does, the little clicking of the tongue.
They come inside, and Song, you can sense a pretty powerful emotion coming from him. He is feeling currently a relationship issue. He's got a powerful yellow. And then Arch, you for a second you start to feel that relationship power whirling around her, but then almost immediately you realize no, it's because she's behind Song. Arch right now is feeling a physiological issue for sure, and incredibly powerful one actually. I'm gonna let's get her filled out. Represents character none. This.
Oh Jesus!
This, yeah, Arch has got problems right now. And then Song is going to be a 4 out of 5. And then the last one, J-Man, give me a quick description.
I'm gonna say this guy. You look at him and he seems to like be kind of debating something in his head right now, and as he flips a coin in one hand, and you see it, Delilah. He has a self-fulfillment issue.
Oh, okay, we got the good old 3. What level are we talking here?
Let's go with you know what, a 2. The other 2 folks are very difficult, so let's give this guy a 2.
God bless.
Okay, so who's going where? This is a hard round specifically because these 2 fucks, you gotta decide who, like, which one's Delilah diving on.
Okay, so I'm gonna be able to cook a meal later.
Yes.
So theoretically,
yes,
as long as they do well, Jeremiah or Doris could technically handle Arch. It would be difficult, but it could be done.
Yes.
But I think to be on the safe side, and also I think it would be funny, Song will sit with Jeremiah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Arch will go with Delilah.
Excellent.
Just because I feel like Delilah has, just because I don't have stats, I can just try to bulldoze, and boy, I am not confident. And this fine fellow will go with Doris.
Excellent. Okay.
Oh, I am terrified to talk to Arch.
This is exciting.
This is a fucking cryptid. I don't know what cryptids need.
She sits down and puts her little handbag on the table, and I'll start the music playing. So Arch kind of like, she sits there very prim and proper, and like sort of looks at you, like blinking with these like reflective eyes, and then nods her head and closes them for a second. Thank you very much for listening to me tonight.
Of course, dear.
I've wanted to come here after receiving a recommendation from the paper boy.
Oh, Delilah, yes indeed.
Yes, and also a recommendation from my upstairs neighbor. She was very adamant that the food here was excellent.
Well, you just let me know what you like and we'll get that cooking for you.
Thank you very much. She like nods and like examines the room. You go.
And Delilah looks over and is just like, by the way, how is Curios and Curiosities doing?
It's... She sighs. You see the distance behind her eyes. That's the problem. That is the 5 out of 5 problem.
Oh, dear.
My business has been struggling lately, and especially hearing how the Siren is taking off, I was hoping for some business advice.
Well, dear, if it means anything to you, the Siren was doing, well, not super well recently, and it's only because of such kind words from folks. For example, you received a recommendation to come here, word of mouth. It helps a lot. And I mean, obviously, if you'd like, I'd be more than happy to provide word of mouth for curios and curiosities, because admittedly, I have not been there too often, but every time I do, it's just like a little adventure. It's very fun.
She smiles slightly. It's like the arch smile is incredibly rare, a once in a blue moon event, but complimenting her weird ass little shop seems to be a good way to draw it out. He like she gets this more contented look on her face. If I could provide the experience of an adventure, then maybe I can appeal to the general public. I don't know what people like. I don't know what the average person likes. People call my shop weird and the energy's strange. They say I'm not a good host. She starts going off like almost immediately. They say I'm not a very good host, that I have an unpleasant aura, that I say rude things without meaning it entirely, that the hours I keep are very unhelpful, that the business itself is untenable because they don't know my schedule, which I try to keep posted on the door, but I forget regularly. She goes on. This business is riddled with problems, Delilah.
Well, honestly, it sounds like what you might need is a hand. As you can see, the only reason that the Siren is doing as well as it is right now, or at least having an uptick as of recently, is because, and she gestures around to Jeremiah and Opal and her daughter, I've been getting a little help.
I hadn't... She pauses, actually. I hadn't considered taking on an additional employee. Huh.
Well,
I'm gonna knock her down by one.
There's your problem, dear. You're carrying the whole burden by yourself. That's just not healthy, quite frankly. And you know, it can be rough to run a whole business by yourself. In fact, you probably shouldn't.
She nods along sagely with the advice. That's some good fucking advice. Song down here. Yeah, so I got this problem. I don't know how to ask I don't know how to ask a colleague and a dear friend about what's going on with them right now. Like I don't know how to like get into the subject, you know?
You know? Sometimes, like, listen, I realize this is gonna be like the yeah, no shit, Sherlock, but just ask. Like, if they're a close and dear friend, I think they wouldn't be bothered if you just went, yo, what the hell's going on? Because clearly there's a problem. If the problem is this palpable that you have noticed it, I think it's worth just kind of getting in there.
Yeah, like I get that. I really do. And like I tried talking to my boss, you know? Like I asked for a little clarification on the situation. You see, like it's strange because like it was the talk of the school for like a day or two, you know? Like my friend Martha Teach, actually, she brought in this new TA who's like this big guy, and like everyone was talking about him, like, oh, replace the old TA, all this other stuff, you know? He waves his hand around, but within a day or two it quieted down, and I feel like I'm going crazy, like I'm the only one who remembers. Song like grabs the sides of his head.
Fascinating.
Yeah, I want to ask about it, but I don't know who. Like I tried to get in touch with Teach, but boy, you hear about that mess that happened over at Pinion Tower?
Yeah, I heard bits and pieces of it. I didn't hear the full story.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, get mad. Hey, you want to?
Yeah.
Hey, Jeremiah slides a glass over. You want to break that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, break it.
Son picks up and smashes it on the ground. I don't know what's going on anymore.
Yeah, get mad.
Both of you drop your yellows by one.
Jeremiah this week is fucking worthless.
Oh my god. You two over here.
Of course.
Excellent.
Yeah.
By the way, we can't see this guy's stats, by the way.
Oh yeah, okay, hold on. I'll fix that for you really quick.
This guy upon sitting on this table has been like sitting here staring at this coin. He's been flipping in his hand for a good while now, and then he speaks up. I am at a crossroads, you see.
Oh shit.
That sounds terribly serious.
I spent a decent amount of time in my life trying to search for a hidden treasure within this city. That treasure, you ask, before you even ask? The Fountain of Youth.
Oh boy.
But you
You're
see...
in Indigo?
Yes, right here in the city. For you see, the city has a great many treasures, such as the Golden Land or the mysterious sauce.
Nods. I
But-
have heard these tales.
But unfortunately, I had found the treasure I had searched for. And I don't know what to do with it. For now, I have two options before me. I can either drink from the fountain, or I can toss this coin in and make a wish.
Oh my. Fucking tense her fingers, puts her elbows on the table, and looks incredibly serious. I can see why you came to seek advice.
Yes, I'm
This-
glad you understand. So far,
that-
nobody's taken me seriously yet.
This is a terribly important decision.
Exactly.
Do I drop both of your blues by 1?
Yes.
Thank you for humoring this man.
Humoring nothing. She thinks it's. She's
Oh
all
no!
about-
This is actually a match made in heaven, weirdly. Start of the next round. Opal scoots on over. Boss, you want me to throw anything in the oven?
Yes, dear, but if you don't mind, I'd like to ask our guest here. Arch, what would you like to eat? What are you craving for?
Craving. I'll be the first to admit I didn't think very hard about the food. I was mostly thinking about how I could most effectively communicate I'm a little awkward and I struggle communicating my point clearly frequently. She nods, saying, so I didn't think very clearly about the food or the dining situation. Maybe some sort of fish.
Ooh, well, that sounds lovely. You know what? Why don't we... Hey, this might be a little strange. Let's do some sushi.
Oh, okay, that sounds like fun. Okay,
You
give me
know-
that roll to die.
Okay. Now, honey, I need you to roll good on red real bad. I'll take that.
Yes, okay. So you're gonna cook the red meal? Excellent. Okay.
Yeah.
So we go around and everyone boost your red by 1 and we'll knock red problems down by 1. There we go. So yes, the sushi meal is brought out and distributed to everyone around the restaurant. Arch starts very tentatively picking it up and then pretty greedily eating away at it. She continues chewing. This is exquisite.
Well, thank you very much, dear. Out of curiosity, when Delilah's watching her, does
Yeah.
she seem like she'd be more comfortable if she got to relax? Like, does she seem kind of like balled up
Yes.
nerves? Okay.
Yes,
That's what
exactly.
I assume. Okay.
Like you
Delilah-
see how dressed up she is. Arch, it's funny. Based on the descriptions you've heard of Arch, she's probably overdressed and also overthinking this engagement.
Delilah will actually lean across the table and whisper, "Dear, if you want, you can relax a bit. You see how I dressed? I work here and I went as casual as hell. Believe me, I love this look. This is absolutely dashing. You're a spectacle in yourself. But I can tell that it is hurting you."
I'll admit this is outside my usual wheelhouse. Normally I'm used to dressing however I want at the moment, and I was told that this place is relatively upscale and I should dress my best. So she motions to herself. And like looking around the room at these other people, Song just went in his fucking work clothes. Song didn't give
Yeah.
a singular fuck.
Delilah nods. At a point, the Siren might have been a bit more upper class, but it's one of the things that I feel like is helping the business take off a bit more. We are making changes, innovations that might suit the public a bit more. And in this case, it's comfort.
Well, I appreciate the comfort. She looks down and takes another bite. As far as my own sort of problems with the city, I don't think they're as extensive as I reported earlier. Now that she seems to have relaxed a bit, it seems like she's come from like what is a soft humming like an 11 out of 10 to like a 3 or a 4. She's still clearly like a little stressed, but it seems like she's thinking a little bit more like clearly and centered about the problem.
Yeah. Delilah is actually, to show how casual this is, especially considering her own attire,
No.
she puts her elbows on the table
Oh.
and just listens.
Power move. Arch continues on. I don't think the situation is as dire as I've been told it is. I actually have something of an accountant who sort of balances my books for me. And he does occasionally point out things like inadequacies in terms of income, etc. And my own personal investments they're poor, apparently. I rarely invest in a thing that turns a profit. In terms of what Curios and Curiosities acquires, I only try to get things that interest me.
I see.
She runs a finger along her chin, thinking a little bit more intently. In that regard, I suppose this problem could extend beyond one of simple business, but something a little deeper, like what interests me is not what interests others. Clearly, there's no profit to be made in it, but at the same time, this is why I find joy in my business. I'm unsure of how to reconcile entirely my personal joy with professional joy.
I think I understand. As you might have guessed, I adore cooking. It's my favorite thing in the whole wide world. And thankfully, people like food. But there's also plenty of times they don't like what I want to cook. So, it's not the greatest answer in the world, but sometimes you just gotta bite the bullet, cook them what they like. Because what happens then is, yeah, sure, I cook a burger for the 1000th time, and I'm not exactly exhilarated by the process because I've done it for the 1000th time. But they enjoy that, and they tell their friends, and they come back in, just like you. And then I get to show them something that I do like cooking or making and preparing for someone. And she gestures to the sushi. You can't grab everyone with the things that you enjoy, but you can get the general public more intrigued and then show the rest of them, maybe even if it's just a smaller group, why this part in particular is so special. And maybe they just didn't know about it yet.
Damn nice. I'm dropping Arch by 1. Excellent. She nods along, taking the advice in. Yes, if I had a more generalized appeal, more people would come in and perhaps appreciate the things that I also appreciate. That's very good advice. She nods along, seemingly content with the advice. Meanwhile, over here, a glass has been smashed on the ground.
All right, now that we've had rowdy guy time, listen, and Jeremiah actually starts picking up the glass shards. So now that that's out of your system, that does make me wonder, is this a more common occurrence that you've encountered where you remember somebody, but others don't?
No. A lot of weird stuff happened with the Empty Night, and there's a lot of memory issues surrounding that and all that crap. That was not my problem until now. It's just weird. It makes me feel, I don't know.
Ooky.
Yeah, spooky, exactly.
Oh, I said ooky, but spooky's good too.
I just I don't know. I'm gonna meet up with Teach. I'm gonna meet up with Teach and ask what's going on. I don't want to prod her too much, and I don't know. She's busy. I'm busy. I trust her to handle her own business. I want to know what's up with Daringway suddenly hiring a disappearing man, and then I don't know. I feel out of the loop.
Yeah. No, I get that. It can definitely be frustrating, but I mean, again, this just boils back down to it's out of care and love, and I get that you're both busy, but it might be worth, because I don't know this Martha Teach super well, but she seems like a very driven lady. If she has a plan, it does not matter what is in the way. That was the path she has chosen, and it's gonna fucking move. But that being said, she stops for people. Hell, she stopped for me on the road. I don't know why the hell she did that. Idiot. But
Oh, you guys know each other? Nice.
oh, briefly, we hit it off swell. Like I can't even go into full details, but like she and I think we hit it off pretty good. I'm looking forward to chatting with her again. But that's neither here nor there. The fact that she stopped for a random bozo like me, she's gonna stop for one of her bestest buddies in the whole wide world, especially if they're just like, yo, there might be a fucking ghost.
Yeah,
So-
that's what I want to say. I just like,
Yeah.
but who'd know better that she had a ghost hanging out with her than her? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It rattles my brain. It's like I don't know how to handle this in particular, because normally I can just roll up and be like, hey, what's going on with that? But at the same time, I've rolled up and I've been like, hey, what's going on with that? With a bunch of my students, like, hey, you remember that new like TA from Martha's class? And they just look at me. They just look at me with empty eyes, and they say like, oh, you mean the slug one? And I'm like, no, not the slug one, the other big one. Like gestures again. And apparently they started a dodgeball team, so that's cool.
Wait a minute. So people remember the dodgeball team that he's on.
He stops and he thinks about that. Yeah, I guess. Huh.
Yeah. There's you in, buddy. But on top of that, the TA, they must remember, right?
Yeah.
You got a couple avenues here.
I can get to the bottom of this mystery. It's just, it's weird. Sometimes I feel like the world or a bunch of people are playing a practical joke on me, you know?
Yeah. That'll happen sometimes. 'Cause life is a bit of a joke, and we use the punchline.
You get it. Slides back in the chair and sits up straight. Yeah, I guess I'll follow some leads or whatever about it. I don't know. If people remember the dodgeball team, maybe maybe I could join, actually. I don't know. Maybe they need another coach.
Hey, you know, that actually is also a great chance to try and talk to Teach.
That's
Through combat.
Yeah, he's gonna drop his yellow by one.
It's like while you're playing, if she doesn't give you a solid answer, you can just beat her with a ball and be like, what the hell, lady?
Yeah, no, I'm liking this idea. I'm really liking this idea. Song and Jeremiah are gonna go along fucking great.
Jeremiah is such a fucking enabler.
It's listen, he's learning. Song is learning.
This guy's been talking for a while. He's been going off about his entire story into the lead up of him encountering the Fountain of Youth, and he finally ends it off of, yes, then I thusly cut down the guardian of the fountain, and as he laid on the ground, he then laughed at me and said, I'm gonna hunt you down forever now, and then he left. But upon that... Oh, go ahead.
That's terribly serious, she says, looking delighted.
Yes, but quite frankly, I don't care about that part. That man was far too weak for me. But the part that concerned me is when I looked into the waters of the fountain, do you know what I saw?
What did you see?
I saw myself.
My goodness.
And quite frankly, that is when the crossroads hit me. I did not know whether or not to make a wish or to drink from the fountain. And now I am here.
Well, my goodness. From your tale, it sounds as though you are a man who knows exactly how to fight for what the things that he desires. Is there truly any wish you would wish to see granted, rather than seize it with your own strength?
He thinks to himself, I would like immortality.
Then, sir, I think you have found your answer.
But what if I wanted to do it by drinking from the fountain instead?
Oh, that was meant actually. Is that if you wish immortality, that just keeps you just drink from the fountain, and then you just have that for as long as you like, and you can continue seeking your own goals by your own power.
Are you saying to me, now hold on, stop me if I'm wrong at any point here, but are you saying that I could potentially flip my coin into the waters, make a wish, and then drink from the fountain.
She looks that that had not occurred to her. That had not occurred to me. But you know what? If you are daring, I dare say, that might be an option.
I see.
You may wish to make sure that coin there is clean. Food safety is not to be under-recognized.
You're right. He looks at the coin. Maybe I should clean this.
At least food grade.
Are you appeased?
Yeah.
He is appeased. Okay. And you are out of self-fulfillment. Okay. Up here. These two are sitting back down again. So, the primary business model of Curios and Curiosities is being able to sell things that you can't find literally anywhere else. The focus primarily is on objects strange and mysterious that happen to strike my eye. Due to the oddities that exist in this part of the country, particularly the old ruins in the area, there are a plethora of different items that people dig up. And due to the remnants of both the war and, well, she kind of shrugs, other mysterious, borderline mythological occurrences in the area, in those deep woodlands, a wide variety of different objects has come into my possession. The problem is, no one seems to be interested in purchasing them or even observing them. When it comes to the occult, it seems like it's relatively on the way out. It is no longer vogue, she says with almost a hint of disdain. Now, the focus of the city seems to be particularly seaside, technology and further development, different conveniences that make life better. I think an observance of the old ways could be considered rather gauche these days.
Might come across as archaic.
Exactly. Why would you spend a significant amount of money buying an old idol that rattles when you pass by when you could simply buy something that refrigerates your food? She shakes her head. With Indigo in the dire straits that it is now, disposable income is being redirected at best towards different appliances that make life easier, if disposable income exists to begin with. Our shop, unfortunately, provides no necessities to normal life. As such, we are viewed as extraneous. It's funny, when she starts talking about her shop, she starts using a very royal we.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's kind of funny. Like, you start to feel the strange pride in this woman boiling up the more she starts talking about it. Her language gets more flowery. Her verbiage changes. You can sense her problems, but at first it was, oh, my business is a disaster, etc. It almost feels like the subject is sort of shifted. This is something deeper and more philosophical, borderline. Like, it's a relation between the new and the old world. Delilah, you look around the room and you're kind of glad you took this one.
Yeah. Delilah thinks for a moment. I can definitely see why that's frustrating. But immediately, and I mean no offense when I say this, but you mentioned that you have a little idol that when you walk by, it shakes a little bit.
Yes.
Well, my immediate thought is that's very fun and could be used for a very amusing prank. And if you have that, I would actually like to purchase that if you don't mind.
Her face lights up. I would be delighted to know it has a good home.
Because for me, my immediate mentality is, one, it's decoration, which is fun in itself. But if it has a quirk that only the buyer knows when they bring friends over, she leans in very close, getting very like conspiratorial. You see, Jeremiah over there, I'd be very curious to see his reaction if I set that up in the funeral home and every time he walked by, I just jangled just a little bit. Not enough for him to fully notice what the hell's going on, but to spook him a bit.
Arch's face gets the quietest little mischievous grin. Oh, I can help with that.
And you see, dear, I think that's what's missing here is it might be advertised incorrectly. Or maybe even worse yet is it's not being advertised at all. Because I had no idea such a thing existed. By chance, are there some things that you could leave outside? Obviously with supervision, probably from a helper if you've got it. That way when people walk on by, it jingles. You ain't got to do nothing. That's advertising itself. People are going to look and go, what the hell is that? And they're going to come over and ask about it.
Oh my god. Arch starts to energetically actually discuss with you different placements for the object. It seems like she's not only passionate about this thing, but also its various uses. Engaging her on her own terms easily drives down that meter. Over here, Song looks over to Jeremiah after having discussed, yeah, and then I'll play dodgeball. Did you know I used to play dodgeball back? Song rattling off a bunch of stuff, and then he just... Can I ask a second question? That cool?
Yeah, sure. He looks around. I don't think there's a rule against that. Go for it.
Cool. How do you be better friends with a person? Like if you're already good, like you're already good friends with a person. How do you top that? How do you do better than that? I don't know. I spend a lot of my time managing my classes, the university, etc. I honestly try not to dig too deep into other people's problems or lives, because I like my own I guess I like my own company most all, but as a result, I don't have too many friends. So the one I do, I want to do better by, but I don't know how to do that if I'm already doing okay, because I already feel like I'm doing my best job, but maybe there's some other route I've never considered.
I actually know exactly what you're talking about. The way I do it, and I think it's working pretty good, is I make sure that they're aware of just how important they are. And it's simple, but out of the blue, I'll just say thanks. Let them know that I appreciate everything that they've done for me. They maybe even point out specific things and the choices that they made, the actions they took, and the words they said, how they made me, me. And I couldn't be me without them. It doesn't need to be deep or complicated or fancy. Hell, you don't gotta buy a big fancy gift either. You just make sure they know.
Damn, you really got away with words. Song puts up a hand. Do you drink?
I sometimes, yeah.
Want to drink now? You want a round?
You know what? That sounds fantastic. Oppo, buddy.
Scoots over. Round for the table? Yeah, round for the table. What's your poison?
You know what? I think this is your choice because I'm genuine. You can learn a lot from a person based on the drink they choose. I learned that from my best friend actually.
Oh boy, what does Song drink? What would his favorite be? Song's a brandy guy. Song absolutely is brandy, whatever you got. He looks back over at Jeremiah. The best brandy you've got. I got a little money saved up. I can splurge. It's my treat.
Hey. Tell you what. You don't worry about the first shot, at least. All right. Well, tell you what. We'll go back and forth. We'll go back and forth on this, depending on how wild this night's gonna be.
Hell yeah, deal. I'm gonna drop Song by one, drop Jeremiah by one. They're getting along great.
These guys are buddies.
This is resolved over here. Okay. Up here, Arch is continuing on, and she seems relatively set on the subject of her business. Well, okay. I think I have a lot of actionable steps I can take, and I appreciate that. Knowing the exact... She thinks about that. Yes. Knowing the character of this town a little bit better would probably suit my needs. So, from someone who's lived here, what do you think of this city? And what do you think people would be interested in? How can I speak to them better?
Delilah thinks for a moment, and it hits her. She's never left this town. She has been in Indigo her whole life, whether by choice or just how the cards were dealt. And she thinks very deeply for a moment. It's difficult to say, because the town changes so quickly. But there's plenty of folks who are excited about the new changes to the town. It's getting so updated and modern. There's some folks that are disappointed by it and wish it were like the good old days. Although, good old days are different for everyone. Some folks just want a different tomorrow because of those. So it can vary from person to person. And that's why we do need to talk to as many folks as we can. It's the reason I had that party before it got messy. Because I do not know this town perfectly. But by speaking with you, I think I understand it a bit more. And
Wait, you say that, and Arch's attitude actually shifts a little bit. It's funny. She actually blinks and stares at you a few times. Oh. And then she gets a sort of look of consternation on her face. I wasn't aware that I was changing or adding to the character of the town.
What makes you say that?
I'm a traveler. I'm only in Indigo for as long as I need to be in Indigo, and then I plan on moving on. I didn't... She thinks on that a little bit more. I guess I felt like an outsider the last few years I've been here. So, considering that I have a place within the town is only natural. No, it makes sense, but maybe it took you spelling it out for me to realize that I do perhaps add my own character to it. Odd. She thinks on that a little more deeply. That's not something I'd considered.
That honestly breaks my heart, dear, because you have added to this town. I mean, how many times have people walked on by your shop and gone, what on earth? And unfortunately, just the doors have been closed for whatever reason, but I think you'll plan on changing that a bit. But you have added something to this town that was not here before because of where you are from. And because of your intentions of possibly leaving, that also changes your perspective on this town and what you can bring to it and what you want to see from it that no one else has.
Man, she's gonna think about that. I'm gonna drop her. I don't think she's gonna have a solid answer or rebuttal for that. She just thinks a little bit more deeply about that. Well, I feel like I've received a wide variety of answers to my problems tonight, but at the same time, I might have discovered a few more problems.
Oh dear, I didn't intend for that.
She shakes her head. No, those were sitting just under the surface, maybe unrealized. If you'd have me back, I'd like to come back. Maybe talk about some more of that existential stuff. A little less practical. She looks down and you notice like she actually winds up picking up her little handbag again. I think those might actually be the bigger problems for me. All this, the business stuff is simple. If it goes bad, that's just because I ran the business more poorly. If I fail to understand the city, it feels like I've missed something that I've been living in all along. That's the real shame.
Dear, I wouldn't beat yourself up on it so much. There are plenty of things that I've lived here my entire life. I I don't know what it's like even outside the walls. I never left once. But it's still easy for me to miss parts of Indigo. And that's why I think and I hope that you're all able to stand out because, well, I think you're rather curious.
She grins at that. I'd sing the praises of the outside world, but I think at the same time I came to this place tonight because I was the one having the problem. She bows her head. And like it's funny. You notice some characteristics of Arch that like are popping out a little bit more. She mentions she's traveled. You've seen a few people like this. You've seen a few folks who have received the blessings of the Bat God. Taking a look at her, her physiology matches up with that. You can tell she's well traveled, certainly. Been to Rauji at the very least. And she picks her head up and with the same sort of dreamlike smile, nods. I think you do a good job of representing what makes this city, appealing? She tilts her head a little bit. I'd like to speak with you more on your thoughts on it.
Oh, well, dear, that's very kind of you. And like just for a moment, she gets like that big dumb toothy grin, and then she very quickly. That would be lovely, dear. And maybe from one business to another, who's trying to, pick ourselves up from our bootstraps and whatnot. What about every Siren Saturday, when we have lots of folks pop on in with their problems, we just do a little cute drawing, the curiosity of the night and whatnot. People put their names in the hat, what have you, and whose ever name is drawn, I will personally cover 25% of whatever they purchase at your establishment.
Her eyes blink and she seems to perk up a little bit. That sounds extremely beneficial to my business. I look forward to it.
It'll be a curiosity to be certain.
She gets a peaceful grin on her face. You did great with Arch. Over here though, these two. And toast. Clink, clink.
How many?
How much does Song drink? We're gonna roll for good old self-control. Song, how you doing, bud? Song is relatively sloshed. He's like, I think like in terms of, I don't think Song's lightweight, but I don't think he's like an extremely heavy drinker. And like his words and like his brain is starting to go a little bit. Jeremiah, give me a 1d20 plus 1d6 roll.
You got it.
Jeremiah, you're fine. Like, you are 100% clear-headed. Sung is just a little bit starting to go, but he's still doing pretty good. He looks out and over. Wow, so you two have known each other like 30 years, was it?
20 years now, yeah.
20 years, 2 decades. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a long time to know a person. Only person I know like that's my family. He throws another one back.
Yeah, no. It's kind of interesting to know someone that long, especially when really it's the only person that you know super well.
Really? You're kind of like me then.
Yeah, I usually operate alone for the most part. It's just with the line of work that I have, and I had for a while. I don't know. This sounds so crude because I work at a funeral home. I think I got kind of sick of people.
Song like nods, drinks, nodding still. I kind of get that. Like, and this is gonna similarly sound awful. I hate feeling responsible for people, especially if they're yeah, like if they're gonna take like my support and run with it, and then maybe get themselves hurt or something. It eats me up inside. So like, I don't have a homeroom or anything. I make enough money on my side business to like still do fine. But like, yeah, I drop in to teach classes. Not as a full professor like teach. I'm more like, I don't know. They call me professor, but sometimes it feels like I'm a guest lecturer or something.
You if you're showing up to these lessons, you're a professor.
Nah. Thanks. He looks back down. It's just like I was came from a big family. I was with the Gylarnian Navy for a bit. You get to know everybody a little too close, and like when I got here, I just wanted to. I don't hate anyone from my past. In fact, I've had a great life so far, but I don't want to. I just wanted to cut ties, to sort of start anew. And when I did, it was I had no real desire to build new ones, if that makes sense.
It's one of those things where you just walked away from that life, and maybe parts of it weren't so good because of other folks. It's that fear of like, geez, do I want to do that again?
Yeah, exactly. You get it.
Yeah. No, I feel you, buddy. Don't worry.
And then you find someone that you're willing to actually go to bat for, and like, it's one thing, but I don't know. It's whatever. He kind of shrugs.
It's a thing of you find someone finally you're willing to put your chips in.
Yeah.
And better yet, they're willing to put chips on you.
Yeah.
I mean, take for example, he leans back in his chair. I'm not really a Deltano.
Oh, really?
She gave me the name.
That's, is that kind of her? Do you want that?
I do. Because it was a situation of, I didn't like where I was for a long time. And she decided to give me a name that I could make something of, because I was having difficulty finding my own identity and making a name for myself. And so she gave me one that, honestly, if I fucked up, I'd regret. Because
that's a lot of responsibility.
It is. But it was also a lot of trust.
Crap. He goes down and finishes his cup. Hey, you think I could teach a class? Like not like a class. I can teach a class. I can hold attention. You think I could run a homeroom?
I don't see why not. Like, yeah,
like I don't know.
What is homeroom?
Okay, so like here's the thing. basically here's the way it works, right? Like they wanted to basically set us up as like sub-advisors for a bunch of kids, you know? Like to make sure that they always had somebody to reach out to. It's like getting an advisor right now is it's kind of hard. You get personalized attention for sure, but it's mostly reserved for like people who have progressed pretty far in the university. So Daringway came up with this idea that professors are gonna all teach this sort of grounding homeroom where the professor becomes more responsible for individualized kids and like get a group and all this other. So yeah, it's I don't know. I was scared to do it, like flat out. I'll say it.
No, that's fair.
I just don't. I don't want that responsibility. Like I don't want him weighing on me. But like I don't know. He kind of looks out and over, hearing that you got a family name with a few hundred years history, and like kind of feel like a bird of a feather. You can hold on to that. It makes I don't know. A kind of a competitive guy. It makes me want to try to do some crazy shit too.
What, you want to be a Deltano?
God, no. Absolutely not. Fuck that.
Why not?
Once again, too much responsibility. Like I can maybe keep an eye out for a bunch of kids because that's something I've been doing for the like last few years.
Sure.
I would, he leans in. I would suck at like talking to anyone diplomatically, like even approaching it. I don't know. I've been told I have something of an attitude problem, and for me, it's not a problem. It's their problem. I just feel like I'd be crap at it. Being a member of some like I don't know, big important family, wearing the name, not dishonoring it. That's not a life I could live. I want to be able to dishonor myself whenever I want.
Jeremiah nods. I can respect that. You know what? Everyone, different boats for different folks, I can respect that. That makes sense. Well, when it comes to the whole homeroom idea, maybe kind of dip your toes into it. Maybe ask Daringway. You start small. Like ask for like no more than like 4,
Not a bad idea. No more than 4. Yeah, start nice and small.
Because then, like, if you don't like it, you can power through the rest of the semester, get those kids out the door, and then once it's done, you go, sorry, Daringway, I'm out.
Huh. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot.
Yeah, fuck it.
Fuck it. He toasts you again and then sits back in the chair. Drop your yellow by 1, drop songs by yellow. By what? By yellow, yes. 100%. I meant what I said. No.
I know what I did.
I know what I did. You guys continue conversing, and are you in the mood for one more? Does that sound acceptable? Or would this be a good point to call it?
I'm down for one more if you guys are. Because this is just fun to shoot the shit.
Yeah, I like getting into these characters a lot more. It feels good.
Oh man, is there anything I can do to try and like recover some stats for my crew?
No. This next one's going to be hard because of how limited your shit is.
Oh no.
Yes. So we'll continue on. We'll take a sec and then maybe continue on when Mask comes back. But if Mask doesn't, I should be able to run this one adequately.
Sure. Oh boy.
This is the boss wave. A lot like how Kazuya was the boss last time. You have a new one.
Oh god, and my stats are just blown out.
Yeah, no, but you spent them on important things. Jeremiah and Song got along fucking great, it turns out. Let me set up this map really fast. I've got an idea for this one. I was happy to get so much out of Arch too.
Yeah. I can think of one thing we can actually do to give you a little bit of a hand, Will, so you're not just 100% in this shit.
Yeah,
sure.
Because Harry did help tune up your bar a little, so maybe you get a little bonus from that.
Maybe a second wave of food that is the drinks wave.
Oh,
yeah. That makes sense. Okay.
That would help a lot.
Yeah, let's do that. And this character, oh boy. Okay, this character. And
hey chat, how you doing?
Chat, you doing good?
Doing good. Hope you're doing good over there.
What stats do you chat have?
Yeah.
Like a blue 2, a yellow 3.
What are you feeling, chat? What's your powers? What problems are weighing upon your weary brow?
Have you too found and sought the fountain of youth?
That is here, apparently.
Yeah, I think the match of Doris and a man who believes in fairy tales is shockingly perfect.
Sure is.
All maxed except blue, 1 yellow. But my only advice is dump them. -5 in all stats. Okay.
Aloha, max stats. I want the confidence.
Stats before or after coffee. Yellow maxed. I want the yell.
I want the yell.
Okay.
You don't know if yellow is yellow stated.
No, you don't know that. So.
Unless you watch the arena.
Yes, live on the Patreon. Okay.
For free for everyone.
Yes. Yeah, actually, go watch the Arena of Clobbering. It's 6 hours of free content on the Patreon. It's good shit.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Also, can I just say, Sour Badger stuff is so pretty.
it's so
Yeah.
fucking pretty.
So nice.
Just wanted to appreciate that because, like,
It's
dang, this
fucking
is nice.
excellent.
It is really nice.
Okay, we are going to prep for the boss wave.
Yeah.
And Mask can rejoin us whenever he's ready.
Hell yeah.
So Doris is free to place wherever you so wish.
Mhm.
Let me make sure. That
I will obviously always do my best to make sure that people are not talking to themselves.
Yeah, I appreciate that. It's not the worst thing in the world if it's me, but like, yeah, it's
Even
worth
then,
keeping in mind.
because it's just hard.
Yeah.
Because even when we were doing the like Doris, Delilah, and Jeremiah, I was sitting there like, I need to come up with conversation topics. But I also need to
Yeah.
figure out who would ask what. Shit.
Okay. Let me make sure everything's all good. Excellent. Okay. So, somebody just joined the call for a very specific reason with this wave.
Gentlemen.
Yes. Welcome back, Mask. So, the night's starting to wrap up, and it actually goes relatively late. You got into some very good conversations discussing the nature of the city, and Delilah, you got on extremely well with Arch. She's shockingly, like, once you got past that like initial lack of relaxation, she's very easy to talk to, weirdly.
Yeah.
But she has some big, profound problems. And you sit there waiting at the door, and everyone's getting a little tired. They're getting a little worn out. But the door once again opens, and at first you don't actually see like the outside, no city street lights, just a pure abyss, because you notice this person is wearing a black cloak. He steps inside, and then another person comes in, and they step inside, silent as death, and then two people move into the room. You see the two of them over there, and they, like, Illyria kind of waves from the back. Hey, is it okay if we relax here tonight?
Oh, Illyria, of course, dear. Oh, I'm so happy you're here.
Yeah, I heard a lot of good things about this place, and I was hoping to get some advice.
Oh,
Yeah, big advice would be great. It's so blue in here.
well, you are a welcomed accessory, dear. I just need to make sure you don't disappear in the crowd. just in the blue.
I'm an accessory? Oh, that's great. Thank you.
She turns over.
Yeah, so I was hoping to get some advice. You feel it, though, Delilah. You feel the weight of this advice. It's probably something that you've been waiting on for a while. You've been wondering how this situation would work itself out, but now it's found itself on your doorstep. You can feel it. The romantic troubles of Illyria Testudo. Delilah, you can sense this. You're going to be asked exactly how she should talk to her mother about this.
Delilah looks at her options of Doris, who is a sweet bean, and Jeremiah, and is like, fuck. Oh boy. Is it just Illyria that I am?
So here's how this one's going to go.
Oh, is this Pokemon double battle?
Yeah, so these two have come into the bar. They would like seats as well. Illyria and Orchestra come as one unit. The other two, however, are here likely to just watch Illyria. They'll sit here in the bar and they won't engage, but that could potentially lead to them having a bad time. So, basically, you can try to... Oh, I'm gonna be clear about this. Illyria and Orchestra, Christian, you decide. They're going to have a self-fulfillment and a relationship problem. The two
Yeah.
of them. Who has what?
I think Illyria has the relationship problem and Orchestra has the self-fulfillment problem.
Excellent. What would you rate Orchestra's self-fulfillment problem?
I actually don't think it's too bad.
That makes
She's
sense.
pretty whatever about this. She just wants to see this problem end in a way that she's happy about. So probably like a 2, maybe even a 1.
A 2 out of 5 in that case. Okay. So Illyria and Orchestra will sit at the same table, providing both a yellow and a blue problem. These stats will be drained from whoever they are sitting with. The other two, however, I have something unique with them. They currently did not come in with a problem. It requires you can either let them sit and they'll leave, or you, Jeremiah, and you, Doris, can aim for special double points if you want to talk to them about their various issues. Do you have the stats for this? I want to offer another alternative. You can also have Jeremiah double up and sit with you, Delilah. If you want to perhaps send Doris away with these two, this is the seats agnostic round. You can position everyone as tactically as you want, because these two come as a unit.
Okay. So Delilah is absolutely talking to these two because,
Okay.
like, obviously she adores Illyria, and also is like, Jeremiah, I don't trust you to not be an asshole about this. I love you to death. You're my best friend in the whole wide world. You don't know restraint when you see opportunity. And also, she loves Doris, but she's like, this might not be your territory quite yet. Okay, so I think they'll have these two sit down,
Okay.
and I am optimistic. Let's see, what is red again?
Physiological problems, yes. So,
And I have
like,
to,
very
and I have to, like,
practical needs.
And I have to, like, guess what their color could be.
Yes, you can try to guide them towards a specific problem also. If you're like, hey, you got any problems with X, Y, or Z? Or you could let them share their own hearts, etc. These ones are wild currently. You don't know what
boy.
their issues are. They are literally, they came in to protect Illyria, and they might not even engage with the gimmick of the night.
Okay. Jeremiah actually offers immediately these two. Hey, you know what? Because I know you're playing security for Illyria and whatnot. Doris, why don't you and is his name Garum?
Garum, yeah.
Garum. Why don't you and Garum switch? That way they've always got eyes on the happy couple.
Oh, of course. Absolutely understand the necessity of protecting your ward.
Yeah, don't worry. And Jeremiah looks over to them. I got you guys' back. I understand this shtick.
They nod. These two are gonna be tough nuts to crack.
I promise to you both that no harm will befall your lady while she is in our premise.
Good. This one says.
You know, actually, first things first. You guys want a drink or something to eat?
This one down here. Yeah. If you've got something, I'd love to have it. Yeah, whatever the special is for tonight.
You know, if I'm not mistaken, here's the thing. Sometimes we do a little weird things. Did you want to try a weird thing?
This one speaks up. Yes.
All right. No. Delilah learned about this recently, and I also learned this because it was on my YouTube recommended. Have you ever had, and I shit you not, a waffle pizza?
No, I have not.
Yeah, no. I think you're gonna like this. Basically, it's just your good old-fashioned nice big waffle, and then in each of the little full squares, not that weird dumb triangle crap that happens because it's round, they put some sweet potato paste in there. Then they put a lot of either like barbecue sauce or just good old-fashioned tomato sauce, just a bunch of mozzarella cheese, and then your choice of, honestly, it basically covers the whole thing of like pepperoni, bacon, sausage, whatever tickles your fancy.
That sounds delightful. Yes, I would like to try that.
All right, yeah, all right. We'll get we'll get a couple of them. You know what? Let's get like 3 different ones, and we could just slice them up so we can try all the different kinds.
Oh heavens, yes! It will be an adventure you will not regret.
They all engage. You put in the order for waffle pizza, and that begins. So
I'm leaning them into red.
yeah.
Yeah.
Round 1, these two. Illyria's fidgeting.
Oh dear, just okay. Just breathe with me. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Come on, dear. You are
Yes.
A-okay. You are in a safe place, and I am so happy you're here.
Yeah, and playing the pleasant song. Come on.
Delilah, you're now fucking aware of the music again. That this creature emanates.
I must say, that is positively fascinating. Is that just... Do you need to, like, actively participate in that, or is that just a thing that happens?
You notice that she's still subtly moving her actual wand around.
Oh, I do it all the time. I don't gotta sleep or anything, so it's great.
Huh.
Yeah, I just keep waving it around and around, and the music just comes on out. It's great.
It is. It's been rather pleasant. It's helped me through a lot of the more stressful times lately.
Oh. Well, that's wonderful to hear. And Lord knows you've had a lot going on, dear. So, and Delilah looks over to Orchestra and has a very warm smile. Thank you so much for helping her.
She changes up the song to something sentimental.
Oh, it's no problem. I love helping her out. She is my wife to be.
Once again, if you're going to propose, please do it in a more romantic way. Illyria rubs the eyes under her mask. The current, I feel like I might as well just cut straight to the chase. How do I, you're a mother, how would you, she's like really struggling with it, looking over at Doris. If your daughter brought someone home that she loved very dearly, but they were unusual in one or more ways, how would you convince your mom that isn't a problem, because she's not a problem? Illyria says, fidgeting slightly.
I see. Okay. Well, the first things first. Delilah reaches over and just pats Illyria's hand and smiles, doesn't say anything else. I think the thing we need to understand is that your mother and I think very, very differently, so take it with a grain of salt, but I'm pleased as punch you came to me all the same. If Doris came home with someone I found to be unique, and she looks at Orchestra, it would not bother me so long as, 1, they are a good person, 2, they mean only well for her, and 3, that they are honest.
Yeah, but here we are.
I tried to explain all of Orchestra's various good points, of which there are many, but Mom got kind of upset at that, like me mentioning Illyria starts to like fidget a little bit more, probably blushing under the mask. She takes it off, puts it down, and then like downs the water, like mentioning the fact that she is a wonderful musician. She's extremely sweet. She always knows exactly what to say. She knows how to make me laugh. Illyria starts rattling this off, and Delilah, you start to put it together. Yeah, what's happening right here? It's a little annoying. Like, Illyria on some level is very proud of Clown GF, but at the same time, if you were Morales Testudo and on the fence to begin with, this would be fucking annoying.
I think what it might be, and please do not take offense to this, dear, you know I only ever mean well.
Yeah?
Might be coming off a little strong. Little too much seasoning, you know?
I see.
The dish is already good. It's very clear that the right ingredients are present, but I think you're just adding a bit too much spice on top to try and deliver on that flavor that's already there.
That's a point I hadn't considered.
And dear, don't feel bad. You're just excited, and you found someone that warms your heart, and that's real nice.
Yeah, that's certainly true. Her mouth splits into the slightest smile. I'm gonna drop her by one. Over here. The waffle pizza comes back around.
Okay. Okay.
It's set up. This looks delicious.
Yeah. I also got us a couple of sodas as well, just to kind of wash it down, just because like this is gonna be a taste bud explosion or something. It's not fancily advertised. It's gonna be interesting. So let me cut up a couple slices for all y'all. What one would you like? You want the pepperoni, the sausage?
Do me a favor, roll Delilah's feast for me now.
Delilah, please
We're
roll
gonna
okay.
see- We're gonna see who you guide them to, what you guide them towards. Okay, roll me again this time.
I am gonna do. I think I am gonna go with yellow, even though it's a bad one.
Makes sense. Okay. And give me another roll for feast. This is like more or less for both of them. I wanna see how both of them get a read on this. Okay. Similar rolls actually.
Oof.
A red 3. Okay. You're going with the yellow for the first one and the red 3 for the second. Okay. I'm just gonna say you take the 3.
Yeah, because like, yikes.
They start to eat, and you start to feel the energy emit from them. That's right. These two have problems too. They're being a little close-lipped about it, but in this case, let's synthesize a problem for these two really quick based on these results. Okay, so this one is going to be. Is this controlled by all players? Yes, Mask, you are very quick with this. So, weirdly, yeah, it's gonna look like that.
Ooh.
And like this. There we go.
Oh, thank God. Okay,
yeah,
we can
so-
work with this.
let me go like this. They start to they settle in and they start to eat, and the larger one looks across. Garum, you've seen him once or twice. He's basically like the closest thing to a lieutenant that the Testudo family has, and looks across and actually decides to bring up. It's boring. He's gonna bring up work. Just a curiosity. How have things been around the Deltano family?
Things have been, I mean, as good as they can be. I mean, what with everything going on as of recently, you know. I mean, on the positive side, I mentioned to Delilah earlier, the wedding side of things has been a booming. Funeral side, not so much. But hey, what are you gonna do? What about you guys, Testudo family? I'm sure things have been a little wild, especially considering it's not. I mean, it's a good thing Morales is up again.
Yes, things were rough during that time. I didn't know how to. This one actually speaks up over here. Nameless Grunt number 1 speaks up. They put a hand up. We really suffered to support Illyria during that time of tribulation. Yes, in a practical sense, it feels like we in the Testudo family didn't live up to our charge. She assumed the head, and at the same time, a lot of the family fell paralyzed. Yeah, we were calling her boss for a little bit. It was bad. Every time we said it, she just looked sadder and sadder. I don't think we are in a particularly tough position anymore, especially with Morales leading the family again. However, I was curious, how did you keep things so under wraps? Yeah, how do you keep your boss happy when the weight of the world's on her shoulders?
I mean, I don't know how much of an option this is for you guys, and this is mostly because of who you'd be directing it towards. I just use comedy for the most part. I don't know if Morales has exactly got a funny bone.
Garm thinks deeply. A joke.
Yeah, it could be worth a shot. Honestly, I'd be fucking fascinated to see how that pans out, but it could also be risky. But
I mean, we're not telling a joke to Morales though. We're telling a joke to Illyria, and Illyria laughs. She cries. She certainly does cry.
Well, I mean, we all know that. But I think the big thing, if you want to help Illyria, I don't think you need to worry about jokes and stuff. I think you don't treat her like a mafia kid. I think you treat her like a mother's daughter. You show her respect. You be polite. Ask her if she needs help with anything, but never bring business to her again. You know?
Mark yourself down one, Jeremiah. I'm going to mark Garam's problem down one. Free her from the business.
It's what she wanted in the first place, you know?
Yes. She has every right to be
I can
free.
sympathize.
She certainly seems a lot happier now. He says, looking over, and then something funny happens. Garm detaches his own mask. And it's funny, he gives this impression of being this stoic-faced individual, but you can tell to a certain extent that's from the mask. Underneath it, he's actually very expressive. He has a big wide smile.
I was so excited for like a ditto face.
He looks over. That was her wish. He's very smiley, even though his voice is deep and imposing, his body language equivalently so. But the expression belies something else. Back over here. Okay, so if I ease up with Morales, maybe things will go a little bit better. But at the same time, I've kind of got to wonder, if I'm just easing up, I don't feel like I'll ever get the point across, you know? I just need Mom to kind of accept that her daughter's dating people now, and one of them is also her familiar and relatively magic. She mumbles off at the same time.
Delilah thinks for a bit. I think we need to look at this from not even just who Morales is. That is important. But I think we need to look at who you are now. And while I think it's very good that you try to get the approval of your mother, why exactly do you need it? I'm not trying to stir the pot, and I'm not trying to be a problem, but I'm just genuinely curious if it's because you just feel it's the right thing to do, or I hate to bring it up, you're trying to get approval from the business.
She kind of sags. That thought's crossed my head too. Like more than I'd care to admit. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I can't disentangle it because I've sort of always struggled to see my mom as my mom and my mom as Morales Testudo, and it takes me like weeks to even figure out where one begins and the other ends. It's so when I'm asking for her approval, and I've never been in love before, I don't have any compass. I'm lost. She just kind of like hangs her shoulders for a second. It's all this is new, and I don't know if Mom's ever been in love. She's definitely had familial love before. She treats me like her daughter, but I don't know. It's all new territory for me and the family, and I feel like I'm dragging her into it. And it's when I walked in, when I came back from my trip, I was so ready. I was so ready to show her, like, yeah, this is who I am. This is who I love. You're just gonna have to change and deal with it. And what I expected was a fit or something, but I didn't expect her to fall into a temporary coma, and that has complicated things greatly. I feel like I can't be as firm as I wanted to be, you know?
Dear, I feel like those are two separate things. I would not blame the fact that you have found someone you love and telling her that to lead to a coma. That didn't do that. Let me make that
Yeah.
very clear.
I mean, you're
I
right.
here's the way I slice it, and this might not be the way you think because you're a very good-hearted person, but I'm going to say it anyways. Your mother brought you into something that you do not want to be a part of. And Delilah looks over at Doris. My daughter does not want to be a part of what I am, and I don't want her to be, so I don't. But you're doing something different. You want her to be a part of something that makes you happy. She was trying to bring you into something you hated. I think it's only fair that you kind of drag her a bit and be like, hey, I've been through the shit too, and this is what makes me happy. Why can't you be appreciative of this as well? You don't have to love it nearly as much as me. You don't need to even fully understand it, but you need to at least respect it.
She sort of exhales. Thanks. You think that'll get through to her?
Dear, I honestly think because of the incident she experienced recently, it has changed her mindset quite a bit, and maybe even her heart. Now, I won't guarantee anything, but the woman, I think she's finally seeing life for the first time.
Glad it's not only me that feels that. I thought I might be looking for something that might not have been there. She sort of mumbles off. Around then.
As that happens, Lila, you take a look for a moment, and Clounch is still playing, but she seems to kind of, whenever you look away, it seems like her mask might change a little bit in some way, and something seems to bug her. And then Illyria seems to be like, yeah, I think that's it. And then, yeah, that's totally fine. Except there's something there that seems to be growing a bit more.
Delilah looks across the table. Are you all right, dear?
Me?
She kind of thinks a bit about that, and she kind of taps the wand against her chin a bit.
Well.
She thinks, and immediately she kind of shifts a little bit.
Well, I don't think it's pretty cool how I'm being treated like some kind of rich, noble lady or some kind of bargaining chip. Hell, I'm a person too.
The two turn over and look at Orchestra. Yes, of course you are. So here comes the question, I guess. Do you even want the approval of the Testudo family?
I don't really care about any of that. No, I don't really want any sort of approval or anything like that, though.
She kind of thinks,
You seem to like Miss Morales a lot, even if you don't like Miss Testudo. But I don't like how all this has to happen, and I get talked about like an it.
Yeah.
That is very fair, and I hope I did not offend you in any manner.
No, it's fine,
she says as she kind of shifts.
It's just a little bit old at this point.
No, it's fair. It's a situation of, and this is not to justify it, I assure you, dear. It's a situation of, unfortunately, you seem to be a point of contention, which is incredibly unfair and ridiculous, to put it mildly. So instead of talking about you as a person that you are, let's focus more on the conflict there. Apparently there is.
Sometimes it feels like she'd be a lot happier if you walked up with Beatrice and asked, I don't think she sees me as a person.
Yeah. And there's the additional layer, too. Illyria kind of leans in. Orchestra's summoning and manifestation was not... She's technically a familiar, was summoned in a way that is not publicly accepted or particularly legal.
Oh,
She was manifested with the aid of the Ullman family, actually. A summoning that even
Oh.
someone like me, who does not have a lick of magic, could do. She looks back over to you, Orchestra. There's the additional layer of, even beyond not being a person, I don't know if Mom views you as some sort of crime or not.
Well, that's
Is she-
just rich.
Yeah,
I was
know.
about to
I
say.
know, I know. No, but like you're starting to get it because like she might be thinking of it as a way of like, so long as we're committing magic crimes, you might as well be in the crime family, you little criminal with your crime clown.
Okay, here is the thing about that. Now, while I must admit, I do not condone criminal activity, and I realize, she looks over at Orchestra, how rich that probably sounds coming from you.
Oh, double rich. It's just like.
But please do believe me, dear, that might be a misunderstanding, because I have been trying my best for years and years to not be a part of that, because I hate it. And it's all the more reason I want to help you two figure this out with Morales. But I feel like it is only fair for you to throw it in her face and ask her, maybe, you did this crime for love. Why does she do her crime?
I've asked her that question once, and she gave me a lecture that lasted an hour.
Well, what did it boil down to?
It boiled down to functionally she's keeping the balance in a wide variety of places and making lives better for people by manipulating things behind the scenes. She has an important stage in world politics, and all at the same time, it's just she thinks she's a very important person. That's it.
So essentially, one, haha, okay, fine. Two, it sounds like the main reason that she does crime is to create a positive influence. Is that what we're gonna stretch to?
No, I don't think she has any misgivings about what she does. I think she knows she's. I think she knows exactly what she is, but I don't know. I think she doesn't feel. I think she feels unrestricted operating behind the scenes, blackmailing people, pulling strings, etc. Because someone has to do it. That's more or less her logic, and she thinks herself to be the most capable person for the job. She can do something overall that maybe doesn't make. I don't think she's moralistic enough to say she's making life better for anyone, but I think she is the type to be driven, especially to continue on in this way for so many years. She's got principles, I just can't follow them all the time.
I see.
What a noble villain.
I don't think she's very noble. Deliria says that and stops. Is like, oh my god, I just called my mom a villain. Rubs her eyes. Opal comes over. This could be a bad time, but you want me to throw anything in the oven?
I think that would be lovely. She looks over. Orchestra, what would you like?
Nothing sticky, please.
All right, that seems easy enough.
Illyria breathes a notable sigh of relief. Holy crap.
All right, let's see here. We'll just do some appetizer. Yeah, all right. D. Boop. Oh,
Ooh,
okay.
What are you gonna hit?
That's some good shit.
Can cook a lot of things.
I am going to do yellow.
Okay.
Because then I can give Doris a bump up and bump him down, and also bump Illyria down because I'm struggling with Illyria.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is a problem that I don't know an answer to. So, like, good luck. I say, saluting. Bump Doris up. Jeremiah
Already done.
up. Okay, excellent. Jeremiah goes back up to 1. Jeremiah will not flounder if that comes up. Okay, excellent. So, Opal moves in and away, And over here, these ones continue on. The Illman grunt, God, the Testudo grunt actually speaks up. Really, the frustration, the frustration just comes sort of, I don't know. It comes from trying to do our best as members of the Testudo family, carrying on the will of the boss, while also honoring the will of the boss's I don't know what to call her anymore other than previously it was granddaughter. Then as a term of endearment, Illyria started calling Morales mother, and we started calling her the boss's daughter. Then she was the boss. Now I don't know what. I just don't know where we stand. I don't know how to act.
Well now, I think I can at least have a suggestion for that. Have you asked her?
I have, and it seems to have displeased her greatly, and the best way to put it is she provided a non-committal answer of whatever you want.
Oh heavens!
So she's not even sure.
I don't think she's particularly sure herself. No.
Well then, perhaps the best option is to call her by her name, Miss Illyria.
Miss Illyria.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea, kiddo. Yeah.
She beams.
I could try. I worry calling her Miss Illyria in the presence of her mother. But I'll try to be brave for her sake.
I mean, what you could always try is like Doris said, just say Miss Illyria. And if Morales is around, just say Miss or Ma'am. That's still showing respect. It's not specifically identifying her in any particular way, but it will still get her attention if you need it. It's a pretty safe road.
Oh, I do like that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll give it a shot. Both of you drop your yellows by 1. This person is now at a 1 out of 5.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Jeremiah got it back and then immediately spent it, but like fucking worth.
Doris will have to finish the job.
Yes.
Yeah. Jeremiah looks over. It's up to you.
Ultimate challenge.
I'm so fucking sick of relationships.
You got sloshed with song earlier, and you're like, man, I want to start a dodgeball team. your brain's somewhere fucking weird. Up here, these two. Illyria just like looks out and over. Yeah, so the situation's kind of complicated. Like, I don't know. Morales is so weird about family. I don't know how to handle it. She's like a little frazzled. Looks down. Do you know what happened to my parents, right? Does she ever bring them up?
Delilah thinks. I don't think so.
You've heard about it like once or twice vaguely, but like the whole deal with the Testudo family is Morales has adopted before, and like it's not like they were disowned from the family or anything, but the first successor for the Testudo family was basically like not passed the crown because they were kind of an asshole. And as a result, they're now managing some sort of Testudo business over in Gylardia. They're like, they got sent away to one of the foreign branches rather than the main branch over here because they were causing problems, basically. That's Illyria's parent. And she shakes her head. Yeah, it's just weird because, like, it's so funny she values this Testudo family so much. It's weird to be at the hub of all of it, like to really see how far the spider web connects and to see like, oh, if Morales doesn't like something, she'll just push it away because Morales will outlive all of her problems. Illyria kind of says, but she won't outlive Orchestra.
No.
And she won't outlive me either, so like she's got to deal with us.
Delilah gets a very warm smile hearing that. Dear, I like to hear that. I wonder if it's a situation of, and this is meant to be a compliment and not try to make you sway a different direction. I think it's because you're the first and only person that has met her standards.
That's. She shakes. That's an awfully big burden. You might be right. She looks back over to Orchestra. Why don't you meet her standards? What are her standards? That's stupid.
I think what it is it's not even specifically Orchestra. It's the fact that she loves you and she's afraid you won't have enough love for her and Orchestra.
Oh.
Which is a silly thing, but this is a woman who, for the first time in her years upon years of being alive, has been possibly close to death. A moment where she felt strong for so long that nothing could touch her, and in an instant, weakness, powerless.
Illyria thinks about that for a second, and like, that seems to resonate pretty deeply. And Orchestra, you feel like, the mood in Illyria's like roiling up pretty bad. She's getting like a little bit of that defiant, like, no, go fuck yourself, scream at you energy, but it's not directed at Delilah, it's directed more at Morales Testudo. And like, you get the read of the emotions almost instantly, and it's like, it's very much the, like, Illyria inside of her head is very quietly and immediately like, well, given a choice, if love is a finite resource, I'm obviously going to give more to Orchestra than you because you're being a problem about this, and go fuck yourself. And like that starts to bounce around. How does Orchestra react?
Well, I think knowing that, for one, I think knowing that would actually drop her 1 point.
Yeah.
So she would feel a little better about that. And
Okay.
her other point then, that would sort of embolden her to speak up again as well, as she kind of continues off of that note that's mentally in her head to kind of continue and embolden her further, which is just the point of like,
Yeah, I know. Infinite. What a finite resource love is, huh?
she kind of like leans around and twirls the wand a little bit as she kind of thinks,
It's so weird to me how they let. How she does that, though.
She kind of like turns over.
Finding your favorite kid and then passing off all your burdens to them. That's quite a lot.
Illyria like kind of hangs her head back like a, oh yeah, I guess, yeah, I get. She leans back over to Orchestra. Why'd you say it like that? Why did you have to say it like that?
She kind of says,
well, it's because it's a little weird.
She kind of thinks a bit about it.
Why is she looking at her family like they're the next in line for her troubles?
Delilah frowns. Because it's legacy.
She kind of like puffs up at that one a little bit.
Legacy, huh? That's great. That's absolutely wonderful.
Then she makes a face.
Legacy, huh?
Oh dear, don't worry. I agree with you entirely. When my parents died, the Deltano, becoming the next matriarch was not given to me. There wasn't even a chance. In fact, probably would have made them laugh. No, it went to my sister. Because she met their standards, but in the wrongest way possible. I think you fit what Morales is looking for, but amusingly in the wrongest way possible. You see, you are a good person, Illyria. That's not up for debate. It's obvious every time I see you. And I almost wonder if maybe, and maybe this is just me hoping, that Morales, one, does believe that you are the only one that can replace her. Hell, when she was out, you, despite your feelings towards the situation, you held the reins, you took charge, and you did a good job. But I almost wonder if part of it is maybe you could also fix the name because you are so good.
She feels directly encouraged by that, definitely. So I'm gonna drop her by 1. But something sticks in her mind. There's something weird about her aura that just shifted. You got through to her. You dug a little deeper, but there's something going on in Illyria Testudo's head. This last point will not go away until it is addressed. This is a very significant one. And around then, Opal rolls over. Hey, that guy earlier, he really got the taps rolling. You want me to do a round of drinks for the bar?
Oh, I think that'd be lovely, dear. That would be greatly appreciated.
Hell yeah. He moves over with like this vibe to him. He's like shaking slightly. This is a man who likes bartending. Give me another feast.
Sure.
Tell me what you're targeting and what you're going to knock out here.
Okay.
So with the rules of feast, everyone's at a 1. So you'll knock out whatever you target. You roll higher than a 1 on literally all of them.
Yeah. I don't want to do yellow.
Yeah.
Because that feels like such a cheap way to just knock Illyria out. That's
if you do yellow, it will not knock Illyria out because she's got something she wants to say.
Yeah. And I don't want to do blue because, like, I personally feel I have not addressed Orchestra's problem very well.
Yeah.
That's just because I keep focusing on Illyria, which is like not intentional, but that's just what's happened.
Yeah.
So I will do red, just
Okay.
because I think that just makes the most sense considering the pairing up here.
So we're gonna do a -1 to Garum. He is content. The answer that you gave him earlier was enough. He is just happy to sit and watch. Everybody gets red boosted up by 1, and the problem down here continues. This grunt looks up and over. How do you weird question, I guess. How do you thank someone for doing a good job? Like, genuinely. Like if you're an underling, fellow underlings, he says looking around the table, which is exceptionally rude. This one's loosened up, and Garum actually looks over at him and frowns slightly. Did I say something bad? Yes, absolutely.
Jeremiah doesn't really react, but in his head he's like, the fucking nuts on this guy.
Yeah, Garum leans in a little bit. The question that my subordinate is asking is something more in line with, how do you show appreciation for a boss in a way that doesn't seem like, sycophantic?
Overstepping?
Sycophantic action for personal advancement, etc.
Oh my goodness, that is a tricky one. Doris, who has, God, I should figure out where her income comes from. But
I mean, criminals have money. Take the money.
that would be unjust. No, we'll figure that out later. Now, I do not typically report to someone as a superior for my typical activities. Oh, but there are many folks I deeply respect who I have sought to appreciate in the past. Oh, that is a tricky one. Now I know, as I am showing appreciation, it is entirely out of genuine appreciation. But of course, you are correct. There are those who will misinterpret such gestures, and that is just, if only it could all be so simple. But let me just think now. Well, if you're worried about how others might perceive it, you could try doing something quietly. Not just something without making a big old show. Just a little something that might make their day better or easier. Take care of some little tasks that they have and just lift that load a little bit. Help out.
Just a general show of assistance. I guess I could do that. Yes, it's been a while since we've attended to her directly. Perhaps it would not be overstepping if we did so. Okay.
It sounds as though Miss Illyria has been having a very difficult time. It sounds like y'all have, but does sound like things have been quite difficult for her, and I do know that I understand her position of it being quite a difficult position to fill, one that she perhaps isn't quite happy to be filling. But if you can make that burden a little bit easier on her, I'm sure she would appreciate it.
Very well. We will attempt. Garum says, once again, sounding very stoic. Big smile. Drop your yellow by 1. Okay. And back over here, the music changes.
Oh no.
Would Illyria or I think Illyria is going to go first, and Orchestra
Yeah.
gets to be addressed next. Illyria kind of leans in. Well, I'm happy. I'm really happy that you said all that stuff about like me seeing a chance to redeem her mistakes, but I there's a part of me that I don't know how to put it really. It comes out sometimes. Part of me when it really comes down to it, when push comes to shove, is kind of cutthroat. After that incident that I was involved in, what was it at this point? She sort of rubs her forehead. 1.5 years ago,
Our first date.
The music stops for a second, and Illyria just looks over and nods. Yes. Stated absolutely. And then the music starts playing again. Part of me, just to make it through that situation, to understand it better, I really hardened my heart and I made brutal and effective decisions. When I talk to Morales and when I get like that, I start to wonder if the potential she saw in me wasn't all the good stuff. It wasn't all the love, intelligence, whatever my good qualities are. I wonder if it's that brutal efficiency. Because like even now, if I left probably 5 minutes ago, the first thing that I would have done was go and have a shouting match with her when she's still in full recovery mode. I'm not an unkind person, I don't think. But sometimes it feels like my emotions switch off when I want something else more. And she looks over to Orchestra, and you're someone I want in my life enough that I'm willing to become someone like that, and it kind of, I don't know, it makes me feel really weird.
Orchestra kind of stews in her own pit for a second, and that means, in that case, only Delilah can answer this question right now.
That's definitely probably true. But I think the more important question is that Illyria? I'm not asking from a testudo side of things. Who is Illyria?
She kind of hangs her head back. I think that's her too.
Well, like most doctors, they might need a second opinion. And she looks across at Orchestra. Is that how you would describe Illyria? Is that the first way that you would describe it? Because I certainly wouldn't.
Oh yeah, she's a total cutthroat surgeon. She's great.
You know I can't do surgery.
Yeah, you can. No, she's fantastic. But she's like, I remember seeing those sides too, and I like them all the same.
She just goes quiet. Like looks down. Why?
Because she kind of like waves her hand for a moment for a second.
The side of Illyria that's has that ability to kind of, cut through and take whatever she needs at the moment, pushing forward in that aspect. That's an Illyria that has strength to claim what she wants, and that's an Illyria that's not going to let people step on her, push her around. When she gets to a breaking point, when someone's really trying to put the screws to her, well, she's just gonna go at them. Because at the end of the day, she knows what she wants. I don't see why that's bad, especially because you always try to be nice first.
Mm-hmm. And while I don't encourage a screaming match, obviously, I think what Orchestra has just said perfectly describes the situation with Morales currently. You have tried to be diplomatic, you have tried to be kind, and you've definitely pushed a little bit, but I think the only way you're going to have Morales listen to you is if you use the part of you that she respects and maybe even fears the most about you. Because, Illyria, why the hell are you letting this stop your heart right now? I don't know precisely what happened a year and a half ago, but it sounds like it was quite the ordeal. Hell, you met her, just gestures across the table. And you did something a fraction of a percent of people have been able to do strictly out of love. That took a lot of effort. That took strength. That took willpower. So why are you going to let someone try to prevent love again?
Yeah. She looks down. I guess if it comes down to it, I will be that person again. I'll push back, for sure. Maybe with no shouting or screaming match, but what?
I don't know if you need to be cutthroat. I think you just need to be firm. You can still be the side that I know and I love so much, dear. And that's being thoughtful, warm.
How do you do that with a family member?
You try, and you keep on trying. And Delilah actually freezes because she thinks this did not work for her.
No.
It did not work at all.
No.
Not with any of them. And she has to I'm gonna have her roll to die actually and think.
This is a hard one.
Okay.
You rolled very well.
I rolled very well. Blue is the present.
Yes.
So, Delilah thinks. And maybe this isn't the answer you want to hear, but it's the one that I came to the conclusion to. I will do what is right for me. It is nice to consider others and try to do what they want, but if it goes against what you want, well, to hell with them. You know, it's one of those things where I tried so hard to find a middle ground with my sister, and I never did really get it. But there was one aspect we did agree on. And that was that Doris deserved to be happy and not a part of this business. Now, part of that might have been she felt that Doris would have been bad for business. And quite frankly, and quite thankfully, yeah, she'd be awful. Oh my God. She'd be just dreadful at it, and I couldn't be prouder. And I think that's why I'm so proud of you as well. Because I don't think you are meant for this business. I don't think you ever have been. You could do it, sure, but that's not for you. And it shouldn't be thrust upon you because, she gestures, you got a whole new life waiting for you.
Yeah. I only got 1 point to correct you on.
Oh.
Illyria says, leaning in. I'm not gonna find a middle ground with Morales. I'm not gonna compromise with her. You sensed a weird, strange amount of clarity. She says it. She says it out loud, Orchestra. My future wife is not something I'm going to compromise on. I'm not going to take Morales' point of view into account. It's something she just has to accept. I need to find a way to do it that doesn't break all of her old bones when she hears it. And then she
Yeah.
realizes she says that and is like, oh, I'm wow, I kind of went off there.
If you're gonna propose to me, at least do it a bit more seriously.
Shut up.
When like the word wife is thrown around, Delilah keeps her fan up and she actually tightens her grip a bit. And she takes a deep breath, and then she lowers her fan again. Dear, this is why I love you so much. You are always braver and stronger than me.
I don't really see myself that way, but I'm not going to disagree. She
Hell
states
yeah.
and then kind of smiles at you. If you see it that way, then I guess I'll do my best to see it too. I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna talk to her. Maybe in the morning. I don't know. I think she falls asleep really early these days.
It might be a morning thing. Maybe, because I think the other thing too, dear, is while it's good to see the fire in you, it might be good to let it simmer a bit. Cool yourself and take care of it in the morning. And besides, why don't you spend a lovely night with your special someone?
Actually, I think I'm gonna play music here a little bit longer.
Oh,
Yeah,
certainly, if you'd like to.
the
Um,
ambiance is great.
well, thank you very much, dear.
She kind of turns over and then kind of moves over and she kind of bonks the mask on Illyria's.
Hey, I'm gonna stay a little longer, but I'll catch up.
Oh, okay. You two have fun.
Mm-hmm.
She pops down and kind of leans back on the chair and plays around some music for a moment.
You see something funny. These two actually depart past and sort of like nod respectfully. Garum returning the mask to his face, and they both follow behind Illyria.
Delilah just gives a very small wave, and then she realizes that she's not doing a very good job disguising her smile, and she quickly raises her fan.
It's very pretty. Come on.
I don't know what you mean, dear.
She kind of stops over for a moment and then she kind of leans forward a little bit and she's just like,
Come on, why not? Every smile is a good smile. That's my philosophy.
Not all of them. Not all of them. But I do know one that makes me always happy. And she looks over at Doris.
Doris is walking over. Oh, I do hope that I was some help to those. They were honestly quite nice. I do think so. Comes and has a seat. How are you doing, Mama?
I think you did a swell job. You're damn natural at this.
Oh.
And Jeremiah just walks on by, and very oddly, you see Jeremiah actually like ruffle Delilah's hair and just walk on by.
She Clown kind of leans a little and then is just kind of looking over.
Wow, this is a crazy place. So cool. I like it.
It is a wonderful establishment. My mama works very hard to make it so.
Yeah. Hey.
She kind of leans forward a little bit and looks directly across.
Can I get a little help?
Of course, dear. I should have been focusing on you as well. I didn't mean to ignore you. That was not the intention at all. That seemed to be really eating her up.
Oh, it was. As I said, smiles are the best, and she didn't have one on for a while. That's the Illyria I know that walked out that door. She's the best.
She's incredible.
Orchestra kind of like leans up a little bit.
So say, I'd like a question. I feel like you're the one who's best to answer this one.
Of course, dear.
How do you manage to be yourself, constantly faced with a bunch of people that keep redefining what you are?
I surround myself with people who know who I am.
And if the people who are closest to you don't know that?
I would hope they do.
I hope they would too.
Because otherwise, I don't think I'd have them at my table. You know?
Yeah. It always bugs me how much Morales does all that stuff. I mean, just look at it. That part of her that's so strong and beautiful and absolutely hers, Morales has gone and twisted it all up. Illyria think that's a part of the mob. That having confidence and pushing yourself forward, that's being cutthroat and extortionist. It's really, really annoying. I do not like how they do that.
She kind of
No.
like sits like that.
No, that's a very valid concern. When really it's just Illyria standing up for herself, nothing more.
Mm-hmm. But even then, kind of seems like at the end of the day, it can still get in your brain. I really, really hate being made into something I'm not, especially because of legacy. But, even
Then-
still, it can make people disappear. It's very weird.
Then, if you don't mind me asking, and this is not because I haven't been listening or anything of the sort, but I've learned recently sometimes it is just easiest to ask. Who is Orchestra? How do you want people to see you?
She kind of thinks about that, her wand kind of waving a little, causing a tune to drift through that you obviously kind of hear.
I want to be a symbol of hope for one. I want to be super fun and cool and always positive to the best of my abilities. I think a positive person, not held down by anything, someone who can move around and always put a smile on their face regardless of what other people are saying, that sounds really cool.
She kind of thinks a bit.
Sometimes it can't be. And definitely whenever Miss Morales, I guess. No, I think it's Miss Testudo. Whenever Miss Testudo looks at me, it feels like she's stripping away what I am.
Well, I think one of the simplest solutions, and I eventually decided for myself, and Delilah's hesitant because Doris is here, but then she firms up. I decided that when my sister died, I was going to take a stance. It's not the kindest one, but I said, to hell with that. Diana had a very specific way she envisioned the family should go. And I know she would have wanted me to do the same, and I'm sure she's rolling in her grave right now of what I've done with the Deltano family. But as politely as I can say this, that is not her deal. This is mine now.
Yeah, makes me happy to hear that.
And
She
that's why
kind of smiles again.
And that's why you should be doing the same. You already have a very clear image of who you are, and it is very unfair for others to tell you what they think you are when they don't even know you that well. Hell, she hasn't even given you the chance. What the hell does she know about you?
Next to nothing.
Precisely. So why the hell should you let her have any authority on your identity?
Yeah, I shouldn't.
She kind of thinks about that.
I know it's not impossible. Sometimes things can change you whenever. Guess I'm just not used to the way that happens socially yet. You know, I don't talk to too many people. Not because I don't try, it's just I've only had about 2 years to try it again after
She kind of waves her wand.
reinventing myself.
Well, the Siren is all about meeting and talking to people. So anytime you want to try and hone those skills a bit more, I'd be willing to help you. And I actually know someone who has very similar beliefs as you. And she just reaches over and pats Doris's hand.
Oh, really?
Doris just holds your hand.
Oh,
She kind of turns over then and she kind of leans directly across the table at her.
hey, we'd be great friends then.
Oh, would you? Oh, that sounds delightful. I would love to be your friend.
Ooh,
man.
hey, Miss Knight, would you like me to make you a song? I could make you a theme song.
Heavens, could you? Oh my
I
goodness
could.
gosh.
She
Oh
kind
my-
of waves her wand around.
I'll make it possible. It's totally easy. For someone like you, I think you know
Exactly what to do. And Delilah, you feel like her immediate bouncing away as if in a moment she finally seemed to just come to terms with something.
Oh,
Okay, I'll make a theme. Next time you go and fight someone, think about me and you'll hear it.
Oh my heavens! Oh, Mama, do you hear that? I have my own theme song.
Oh, my sweet little peach, you deserve it.
I'll be just like one of those cereals on the radio. Oh my goodness! Ma'am, you are an absolute treasure.
Oh, thank you. You are too. I love it whenever you do a thing. I get to play the happy songs.
That Mama. Oh, that's so nice to hear. I will admit I had been a little, the tiniest bit uncertain lately as to if I'd been going down the right path. I had made a terrible mistake that I am still striving to understand how to prevent from repeating in the future. But oh, that just warms my heart. Thank you so much.
Excellent.
She kind of nods her head, and then she kind of pops up a bit.
Okay. I gotta catch up.
She kind of runs off, and she's like, I gotta go to the wife. She kind of leaves that one hanging in the air extra long for you, Delilah.
Dear, before you go, if you can wait there just a moment. And Delilah scurries as quickly as she can with her little heels. She goes into the back, and she comes back out with a small white box and hands it to you.
She hands it, and then she almost falls to the ground as she tries to lift it up. Whoa!
Oh, dear. Oh, no, I didn't mean for that to be so heavy.
What is it?
Well, I meant to give it to her, and I think it might be better if you gave it to her.
Okay.
It's a grape cake.
Oh, cool. Cakes are heavy.
She kind of holds it.
Are you all right there? Do you perhaps need any assistance?
Fine. This is my cake to give. She's gonna get a cake from me.
Do come again.
I will.
Holy crap.
The
door
moment-
clangs shut.
The moment she leaves, Delilah.
Oh my god!
She just like pops. She's just like so fucking tired.
Oh god, look at that.
I envision that sound effect happens too. Just
Holy crap.
Doris, who was picking up on the signs, just goes over and gently puts an arm around her shoulder and is like, come have a seat, Mama. I'll get you some water.
All right, dear. Thank you so very much. Oh, I am pleased as punch to help so many folks, but god damn. Just hear her head just slam into the table.
Just one moment. She takes off her mantle, folds it, and like places it gently lifts Delilah's head and then places it under as a pillow. And the water's right there. Oh my heavens. Whew.
Oh boy.
That was amazing, but heavens, if that didn't wear me out.
Yeah, no. Oof.
Absolutely.
I don't know how tired you get from fighting, because like shit, I ain't gonna get in a fight. I'd lose. You know me. But yeah, no, this is definitely more exhausting on the emotional side of things.
I was just thinking that if I'd been doing a dust up tonight for the same amount of time, I do not think I would feel this tired. In fact, I may have to go out on patrol just to get myself sort of rested up a little bit later.
Dear, does that actually keep you awake? That sounds so exhausting.
Oh, don't you worry, Mama. I have a very strict bedtime, and when I have to go over it, I make sure to catch up on a later date. Gotta stay healthy.
Oh, all right, dear. Just as long as you're taking care of yourself.
Of course, I would be an absolutely terrible defender of justice if I were in bad shape. And besides, I wouldn't want my mama to worry.
Oh, baby girl, you are too good for me.
I learned it from the best.
She just reaches over and pats her cheek and just has a nice little warm smile again. Huh. That does actually make me wonder. This is like not important at all. What is bedtime for you? Because like you're 24 now. Like you know you could. There's no rules. Well, I mean, I guess for you there are rules, the ones you make. But you know,
A daily routine is very important for physical health.
All right, come swinging at me. What time do you go to bed?
About midnight.
Oh, okay, yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
I am an adult, Uncle Jerry. I am not going to bed with the sun.
You know, weird question for you.
Yeah.
When you go to bed at midnight, is it today or tomorrow?
Oh,
I am cutting exactly there. The end. Holy crap. Great work, everyone.
Gotcha.
you freaking legend. Holy shit.
Holy crap. Good session.
Incredible.
That was
fantastic.
very fun. Thank you
Glad I got
folks
to pop it
very
at
much.
the end. Yeah.
Fucking
That was
clown.
wonderful.
I mean, you set me up.
That was
And besides, he's very similar to someone else.
I love him.
second funniest person in the city.
Shut up, shut up, shut up.
Valeria, like every time I talk to that ink man, it seems oddly familiar.
Holy crap.
We have
Okay.
fan art.
We do!
Fan art!
Yes, once again, thank you, Lester 2020, for making this Imgur as per usual.
Thank you so much, Lester.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Alright, let's get started. I'm streaming to the channels. Everybody watching?
Yeah.
Okay. So, first up, from Nervous Dragon, we
Aw.
got
It's
an
an
arch.
Oh,
Yes.
fantastic.
Lovely.
Very happy
Work.
to reuse that pog.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, Nervous Dragon, I think this is a Sonder.
It
Oh,
is
you
a
got the
Sonder.
song?
It's
Oh,
the
yeah.
you got the shrug.
Oh, the shrug.
Shrug. Look at
I've
that.
recognized
Handsome
it
fella.
everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Also, Nervous Dragon, we got an Illyria.
Oh,
Aw.
Look.
The wives.
the wife's.
Yeah.
They're almost wives. They're getting there.
They're getting
Yeah,
there.
man.
It'll
For my
happen.
wife.
And then from Ane, we got.
Oh, there he is.
Is that
Very
Opal? Oh my
sad.
god.
Beautiful
Oh,
opal.
Yes.
What a pretty man.
Handsome fella.
Powerful.
I like his lips are powerful. Good.
Yeah,
Yes.
I love it.
Mhm.
Pretty man.
And then we got Trash Bin. We got more sprite changes. We have Alcott as Diamond and Papa Iris as the Bard slash Necrodancer.
Oh, that's
Neat.
fantastic.
Very nice.
That's
More
like-
down below. Nice.
Oh my goodness,
There
that's
you
so
go.
many
Ooh.
sprites to have put together.
Oh, wow.
My
Yeah.
God.
That's a lot of work.
We got Trash Bin. We got these ones as well. It said, open image a new tab to see the ones with the red eyes.
Nice.
That might be a little hard for me to do with the current setup.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no worries.
I unfortunately
I
can't
can
really...
see them, though.
Yeah,
So
it's
they're
really
really
Yeah,
cool.
great work.
Yep, same as above. And there's full-on Necrodancer Papa Iris.
Oh.
Aw.
Nice.
That's
Aw.
fantastic.
Yeah.
And then once more.
And then for Trash Bin, we have more Slug. And,
Yes, Meme Noctua's Big Adventure. Is this
Hollow
Is-
slug.
yeah, is this Hollow Slug?
Hollow Slug, I think so.
Hollow slug.
Excellent.
Hollow slug. Hollow slug.
Accidentally punched my mic. That's a oopsie on my part. I'm gonna really quick refresh, see if we got anything else. Doesn't look like it. Okay.
Thank you so much, folks.
Thanks,
Yeah, no,
folks.
thanks for chilling out. This is always fun.
This is
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Thanks,
It's such a good
everyone.
time.
Mm-hmm.
Good work, everybody.
Well, thank you
This
everyone
is-
so much for coming out.
Thanks for tuning in tonight, folks.
Thank you.
Remember,
Yeah.
Discord, Stabbyness.
We're not doing that this time.
website,
Yeah.
all that. We're good.
Yeah, don't worry about that mess. It's fine.
Alright, alright. Thank God.
But yeah, no, thank you everybody so much for coming out. Say goodbye to the chat, everybody.
Goodbye, chat.
Thanks,
Bye.
Sarah. Thanks for coming.
Toodles.
Bye.